Hi guys, welcome to my platform. This is going to be a message for the collective. My messages are timeless, so when you see them, as when you're meant to hear them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you can get alerts when my videos are posted. If you're new to my platform, welcome. Please hit that subscription button. It would totally mean the world to me. So this message is going to be brought to you by the Spiritual Numbers Journal. It is documenting numbers, synchronicities, and signs from the universe. This is a book that I did in 2023. And what it does is the numbers journal, the meaning of a specific number can vary depending upon various factors such as cultural, symbolic, or personal interpretations. In general, numbers can hold different meanings and symbolism across different cultures, belief systems, or contexts. For example, in numerology, each number is believed to possess certain qualities and vibrations that can provide insight into different aspects of life. All right, so the numbers journal, it tells you it has 111, 222, all the specific numbers that most people, see all the time. It does 111, 222, 333, all the way up to 999, okay? And it tells you like what each vibration holds. Like 666 holds a vibration of humanitarianism and caregiving. It could be a sign that you should look to forgive those who have wronged you and move on. Life is too short to worry about everyone who has upset you. Meanwhile, everybody will tell you that 666 is like the mark of the beast or something. But it tells you each one. If you've been seeing 777, is spiritual growth and alignment. It represents spiritual awareness, intuition, and expanding consciousness. Um, and then it goes into on the next page. You can find this book on Amazon, just so you know. And what I designed it for is when you see synchronicities and signs, it's basically like giving you a message, the universe giving you a message. So a lot of times we just see it, we could acknowledge it maybe, um, but we never write it down ever, right? Most of the time we just see it and move on about our day and about our way. Um, it goes up to 1010, means completion and fulfillment. This is an encouraging message that you are on the right track in your life and everything is going to fall into place. All your hard work that you've been putting in is paying off. So when you're seeing that, so the way I design this is it says it is important to note that these interpretations can vary, and it's ultimately up to you and your personal belief and intuition to derive the meaning, the spiritual meaning of the numbers, right? Um, and anything that you're feeling at the time. So when you go through here, it's a bunch of pages, right? That you can document everything that you're seeing. So you can put the date in there. You can put the number that you saw, and then it asks you, where did this number come from? Like, where did you see this number at? Where were you when you received this number? Okay, so where did the number come from? It could have been on a sign. It could have been on a tag. It could have been, just on a clock. Where were you when you received this number? Because that's important. The meaning of the number, so if you have an actual number, or you can kind of like put it into Google or chat or something, it'll tell you the specific meaning of the number, right? But this also will give you documentation of how often you see a specific number and how it's playing it out. It'll say, how did the appearance of this particular number make you feel? So when you saw this number, what was the feeling that you received behind it? Was it positive? Was it negative? Like, what were you thinking in that moment, right? It's like a chronological document of, certain things, so you don't miss messages that were given for you to be able to, make a move or not make a move, or for you to see something that you should have seen. Did it invoke any specific emotions or reactions within you? How did you feel specifically? Like, what were you thinking? It's giving you like everything that you're going to need to be able to say, okay, so at this moment in time, I was here, I was doing this, and this is what it specifically pertains to. And then it gives you a hold, something that you can hold on to see, and then you're not forgetting. Okay, well, in February 2019, February 2019, this happened. It's giving you a place to be able to put all of your information, documentation. Like I said, I did this in 2023. Found it today. Mind you, I didn't, it was right here. So I didn't put some stuff in here, but I told y'all the other day that the numbers are important. And we have to, acknowledge what we're seeing. So the message today is truth, which I'll be adding some more to that, right? And we're going to do some truth affirmations. Something is happening with my whole entire computer because for some reason I turned it off, turned it back on, and the shit still is doing whatever the hell it's doing. So do with that information what you will. We're going to go into, so you can find this on Amazon, just so you know. So again, message being brought to you by the Spiritual Numbers Journal. You can find it on Amazon under my name if you're looking for it, okay? And then we're going to go over here. We're going to do the Al-Fatiha first, okay? Same as normal. Dun, 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 dun. Bismillah also, wealthiest risings, rich risings. Thank you for being here. So we're going to do the Surah Al-Fatiha first and foremost. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for being here. Come on in. Thank you for being here. And I did reset everything this morning again because something strange is happening, and I'll tell y'all, in a minute, but when we get into everything. All right, so we got in the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. All praises for Allah, Lord of all worlds, the most compassionate, most merciful, Master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, not those you are displeased with, or those who are astray. Then we're going to do Psalms 91. Thank you guys for being here. Everybody come on in. Psalms 91. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rapport. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say the Lord is my refuge and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near your tent. For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on a lion and a cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because He loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him. I will protect him, for He acknowledges my name. He will call on me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him with long life. I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Magnificent rise and majestic grace. How you doing? How was your weekend? So, y'all, a lot of stuff is happening. As y'all see, we got truth on the table. And the truth is this. Y'all don't even really want to know the truth. A lot of people say they want to know the truth, but even after they do, y'all just still gonna fall into whatever the conditioning is. And I hate to say that. And a lot of y'all, the people who are open and already willing and already know, like, I'm not even talking about y'all. Okay, so why did that just happen? I'm not even talking about y'all. I'm talking about the people who y'all be trying to wake up, right? For the most part, you can tell them the sky is literally falling and they can see the cracks, right? But they never going to believe you until somebody who has been a part of the conditioning tells them. Um, so I say that to say this. Most people that, are spiritual, y'all know that everything is, the illusion of time, the illusion of space. Hey, Miss Kelly, how you doing? Crystal, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. The illusion of time, the illusion of space. None of it's real, none of it exists, right? But for the most part, as far as our brains are concerned, when you got to go to work by 8 o'clock, that's what keeps you on a time schedule. When you got to pick up the kids by 3 o'clock, that's what keeps you on a time schedule. When you got to go to the doctor because, you're having a real everyday life crisis, that's what keeps you on a time schedule. They use things to anchor us to this realm, right? And for the most part, by the time most people figure out that the real truth of the matter, it's time for them to die, right? And for the spiritual people, a lot of y'all be thinking, well, shit, it don't even matter. Like, there's people who are afraid of death, and there's people who are not afraid of death because if you already know that your body is a light beam, then to you it's like, okay, it's being released and it's set free. There's people on this planet that wish to make your life live in hell. And this morning, when I was even, thinking about the message, y'all, there's actively a glitch happening right now. Okay, so just so y'all know, there's actively a glitch happening, and we're in the middle of something as we speak. And again, most people ain't gonna be able to see it until it's gonna feel like deja vu to a lot of y'all. But meanwhile, the glitch is actively happening. And I don't know about for y'all, but for me, it started Friday. And I'm gonna tell y'all what I did all weekend. Nothing. Laid in the bed and slept. Like, I did exactly what my body was telling me to do because whatever this energy is doing, it is draining the power out of shit. Like, literally, my phones that I normally have on the battery, it was draining power out of batteries that were on the plug. That's how much energy is being sent into the universe, into the sky. And mind you, I seen people wanting to complain, and that was one of the things that I decided that today there's no point in me trying to give nobody no super califragilistic explanation of anything that's happening because the people that are, aware or in the know, y'all already are aware and in the know. So y'all are going to be feeling exactly, the things that I've been saying. You're going to be experiencing the things that I'm going to be saying. You're going to be experiencing the weirdness of, whatever the people are actively doing. You're going to be experiencing, shit like what's happening right now, technological, glitches and things of that nature. So over the weekend, a lot of people got targeted. And, for the most part, people will say, that's not happening. They don't do that. Well, they do. And in real life, they started sending people to kick people's doors in and things of that nature. Like the truth tellers are getting harassed in like monumental record numbers. And for all intents purposes, like the cops will show up, right? But the cops don't care either because y'all fail to realize, like the people who don't know, the cops be a part of the issue. This system is a part of the issue. Those are all a part of the simulation. Have y'all, anybody that's new here that never, experienced anything like even remotely close to gang stalking or being targeted? Go look up what happens with people like patents and things of that nature when you start getting into the government. And again, I ain't even here like I honestly decided that I don't even care about giving the fear mongering part anymore. The reason being is because nobody's gonna care until it happens to them. Like nobody cares until it happens to them. They will look at people, they will call them crazy, they will say everything except for the fact that it could potentially be happening. And these are the people that will say, oh, I'm religious, I'm Christian, I'm Muslim, I'm, Judaism, I'm Catholic, whatever it is that you want to say. They are a part of the problem. And so nobody wants to hear that because, it's religion. And oh my God, you shouldn't be talking about God. I'm not talking about God. I'm talking about them people in the religion. And that's the part where I have to really stop talking to people, because if you can't distinguish the difference between God and religion, like it's a lost cause. It's like beating a dead horse, because they will say, oh, you're targeting God. She don't believe in God. I love God. I just don't love your religion. And to the tune of y'all, and this was the thing. My grandbaby the other day asked me, Mama, why you being Muslim and you don't love Jesus? I said, who told you that? Because that's not true. So there's a Christian teacher talking about stuff, and I already told y'all, all y'all religions can really suck it in real life, because I am really beyond the point of even communicating with anybody. Like y'all really can't take the training wheels off of your brain to realize this is a man that spoke this. This is a man that spoke that. This is a man that's coordinating the whole thing. Like, if y'all don't realize how much the Catholic Church, the Vatican, and everybody else plays such a big, heavy part in trying to manipulate the world and people, I can't have a conversation with you, because it's not for you. And then if I come out here and I tell y'all the truth about some stuff, you're going to say, that's not true. Oh, she don't know what she's talking about. Okay, well, fine. I'm going to just not know what I'm talking about, right? And at this point, I'm not even here to save you. You have to save yourself. Reason being, you have to kind of tap into the being that is you. That voice that be reading for you when you be over here, doing stuff, that voice. You have to tap into that voice, because other than that, you're never going to believe nothing, and you're going to continue to keep letting these people do everything that they're doing until it's too late, until there's nobody else to help you in the simulation, because y'all done let the people just, folio their way into something else. Hey Jackie, welcome. Thank you for being here. And people say, oh, that like Jesus was a Christian. Yeah, and that's the strangest thing, because like I said, whoever told her that, because the thing is, then I asked my daughter, I said, I didn't, it just, because we was talking about something else. And so what I ended up saying was later on, because I went to bed, and then I woke up again because it played in my brain, like, why are they teaching her that? So I texted my daughter and I said, whoever is the teacher that told her that, send me their number. Because one thing, it's like the continue, and so I did write a note this weekend, and I said, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all, let me go look it up. This is what I said, because I'm so I'm so in love with my life, right? And I'm gonna just say that. Not that everything is going well or any of that, but this is the first time that, probably in the history of life for any of us, that we have been totally, able to be awake in this situation, totally able to make decisions, totally able to voice your opinion, totally able to see the manipulation in the world, and how they continue to keep wanting us to, butt heads and everything else. And then I'm able to see how the conditioning starts. And mind you, I'm watching somebody condition my grandbaby. But mind you, because I allowed it to happen, because of the fact that I was the one that taught my daughter Christianity. Mind you, so this is what I said. Mind you, again, people don't want to hear the truth because as soon as the truth comes up and it starts being hard, people start to run, not realizing this is the way we fix it. This girl this weekend said the same exact thing about slavery. Y'all don't realize y'all are sitting under a government who a man, whoever what his name is, I forgot what his name is, but he's the one that basically studied on slavery and then put Project 2025 together to enslave the people again. If you don't study it, he studied it to create what he created, and y'all don't want to study it because it's hard. If you don't study it, you're not going to know. If you don't study, you never gonna know. And yeah, it may be hard because I don't like slavery shit. It makes me want to fight because in my mind, it makes me say, I would rather risk right now to not allow that shit to happen ever again. But it's some people saying, oh, well, you just have to play in the system. The system don't fucking like us. And until y'all figure it out, like a nigga studied slavery, but mind you, this is a nigga that got access to a whole bunch of stuff that y'all don't have access to. And meanwhile, back at band camp, they're trying to create slavery all over again. Mind y'all, if y'all listen, it's people in other countries, different countries, because that man over there and that think the children of Israel, they're in a place. Children of Israel is Jacob, legacy, tied to God. This man said, and mind you, he ain't the only person saying it. And now it's a bitch saying it. And when they start bonding together, now there's another bitch, educated bitch that's in the government saying that the biggest problem to them people over there in a whole nother country is the young black people over in America. The young black people in America. We got a target on our back, mind you. If you are tied to the young black people in America, you have a target on your back from another country because they're mad at exactly your DNA. These people ain't got a plane to go to this motherfucking place, but meanwhile, it's people sitting on high mad at your children. If you look like me, they're mad at you, they're mad at your children, they're mad at your ancestors. How, Sway? It's people mad at, they got people right now in the government saying that any state around here, if any one of these states try to give reparations to the black people, they're being canceled federally. That's crazy. And so I decided that there's no point in me telling y'all none of this. There's no point in me telling y'all none of this. Because it's never going to sink in, it's never gonna hit home, it's never gonna do what it needs to do because people just gonna be walking around here, la 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 la, connect the dots, don't care about nothing. So I was looking for something for y'all, but I pulled it up over here and I can't find it, so I'm gonna have to go this way. So this is what I said, because like I said, I don't like lying to people and I'm not here to do that. That was never my intentions. Okay, so where is my post at? Mind you, everything has been going like freaking haywire over here because nothing is posting the way that, okay, here it is. So this is what I said. The best thing that I ever taught my kids was to love God. The worst thing that I taught them was to be a Christian. A lot of Christians preach love, but then often teach hate. For that, I apologize to them and to God. Humans, Homo sapiens, have been on Earth for over 300,000 years. The first organized religion we know about, the Sumerian religion, is only 5,000 to 6,000 years old. This means that for 97% to 98% of human history, humans have lived in smaller societies with spiritual beliefs that were not organized in ways that we recognize in traditional religions today. The earth doesn't begin when religion was formed or when text was written. That includes the Torah, Judaism, the Quran, Islam, the Bible, Christianity, and many more spiritual or philosophical writings depending upon traditions. I'm not judging what anybody believes in because I don't care. I'm just pointing out that people were able to live and coexist long before these texts were written for hundreds of thousands of years without organized religion. Religion introduced more division and confusion rather than peace, even within the same religious groups. Y'all mother suckers can't even get along in the same group. Why you think there's so many different Christians and so many different Jew types and so many different Muslims and so many different, like, y'all can't even get along with each other, which is, to prove the point. And that's sad for us. But most importantly, for those of y'all that can't think past what you have been conditioned to believe and think. Long story short, if you believe in God, that would mean that God existed long before you were told to believe in any religion. God is love. Together we stand and divided we fall. Go with God, please, and thank you. So that's what I had to write, right? Because who the hell is teaching her that? But mind you, like I said, it's teachers that are teaching and out here actively telling people, Christian teachers that are teaching that Muslim people don't like Jesus. That's an absolute lie. And then furthermore, if you're going to be a teacher in religion at all, period, it will behoove you to know other people's religions. Why? Because just to be informed. So you want to be an ignorant ass out here teaching kids, and it don't make sense to me. So I told her, I said, you have to read it for yourself. And so I went to proceed to, say something to her. And my daughter said, Mom, you have to let her read it for herself. Yeah, but somebody need to correct that, because for all intents purposes, it's when we went over the, knowledge without, understanding, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. One without the other creates chaos and havoc. And we already went over this. Everybody, thank you. The awesome Davis Carter. Hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. She said, I thought they took religion out of school. Well, they go to church every Sunday. And that's the thing. Like, you know how they tell you train up a child in a way in which they would go. And like I told y'all before, for everything that I was, because I would be out in the street partying and this, that, and the third. But what people didn't know was I went to church. I stayed in, because my grandmother was, heavy on the church. So like I had a church foundation, a Christian foundation. And when I got old enough, I also wanted to make sure that my kids had a church, kind of foundation and things of that nature, because if they don't know who to turn to, they have to turn to God, right? And so for all intents purposes, conditioning. I was conditioned to be this, and so forth and so on. Again, that's why I apologize to them and to God. But with the internet, because you have to remember, I'm a child of when the internet transformed over. So with the internet, there became a lot more information that you could now get and gain, right? So when I'm growing up, I'm just watching TBN. I'm just only able to read the Bible, not realizing how many times that the Bible done been tainted or tampered with. You don't get taught that. And as of now, like the Vatican, everybody's out here talking about they can tell the truth, but the Vatican and the Catholic Church is one of the biggest problems thus far. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they have information that they could give everybody, that they can undo a lot of the conditioning that has been done. They have stuff in their vaults pertaining to many hundreds of thousands of years ago. And I'm just telling y'all, because even right now, and I told y'all, I said, I'm just going to, give y'all the bubble gum and, all the happiness, because nobody's ever going to believe any of this stuff anyway. And mind you, I just told you over the weekend, doors is getting kicked in. Like, they're actively targeting the truth tellers. And many people, y'all can go on social media, look at it, this, that, and the third. One of the ladies that I look at, and I know that she been undoing a lot of the stuff that they have been talking about, and she been heavy in them files. They kicked her door in 3 times this weekend, to the tune of now she has cops sitting on. But mind you, she's not the only one. They're ramping up their stuff. And mind you, y'all lucky, because in real life, like, I don't know if she went to get to protect herself, but y'all gonna learn, because at this point in time, this ain't the time for y'all to be kicking in people's doors. Because to me, y'all gonna learn. All right, and then so on top of that, back to the Vatican, a lot of the religious stuff that they, took in, put in, took out, manipulated, then they gave us back regurgitated stuff that came back from, many, many moons ago. Because remember, human beings have been on Earth hundreds of thousands of years, long before they started with what they started with. Remember? So if you don't know about history, go look at history. And with that being said, they started taking stuff from all locations, because you have to remember it's conquering. So they're taking stuff and then they're hiding it, and they're not giving you your history lessons the way that you should be. And if y'all don't know about the files, y'all, the people that taught us the books are in the files. This is how long and how far, like, some of these manipulations go back. It's a weird thing. They have a hard on so bad for us to be like this, arguing and chaos, because that's how they get money. That's how they continue to keep us in the system. So back to them. I have not lied. I have not cheated. I have not stolen, right? Y'all know that when y'all go to, Catholic church and they are going to confession, these are my confessions. Just went, like, it go back to Mayat. It go back to old school, old ancient history, where it's preparing you to go into the afterlife when you die. These people have even corrupted when you die, because they want to put your ass in a constant loop to bring you back to this place. And y'all ain't gonna believe me because, reincarnation ain't real. Oh, well, talk to that little spirit that be reading for you. That little one that's talking to you right now while I'm talking. Talk to that. And you'll soon figure out that these people been manipulating and lying about everything. Oh, you gotta go to confession. Yeah, why? Mind you, y'all Christian people don't realize that the Catholic people been playing in your face the whole entire time. Why? Because ask them how many texts that they got, and then you find out how many texts you got. Ask them, go back and look at history. Ask them why they were able to manipulate your shit, but they didn't manipulate their shit. But I ain't gonna say nothing, because y'all not gonna like that. And the truth is the truth, but y'all don't like that. Everybody is saying, "Oh, I want the truth because the truth." No, y'all don't. Because you're gonna run the minute I start talking about some stuff that's hard for you. I hate the fact that this weekend, mind you, because I got some more stuff that's even pertaining to that, right? But this weekend, I listened to a podcast that they had Charleston White on. I rarely agree with anything that this nigga said, but he was spitting game. So apparently there's a wake up happening even in his life, because he said the men was talking about, because they always want to talk about the girls. And he said he's not going to align himself to agree with no black man. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and play with it. Let me play it for you, because I had to make sure I saved it. Because guess what? I love the fact when men start talking like men, and now all of a sudden, they was a real quiet, but he wasn't wrong. He literally was spitting facts, letting people know, like, I'm not aligning myself with you, because that's strange. And kudos and clap for him, because y'all need to be told that.
I'm not banning with no black man that got a problem with his baby mama. I'm not banning with no black man that ain't got no control over his legacy. He can't even go change the baby last.
Mind you, she said heard him. Miss Kelly said heard him. Period. He said he ain't banning with a black man.
I'm not banning with that nigga. I'm not banning with no nigga that ain't birthed the babies, nigga, from all stages.
Period. Because how you gonna talk about something you ain't done nothing?
You niggas gotta go fix what's in the mirror. When you come out the mirror, look around the house and see what needs to be fixed, nigga.
But y'all don't know how to fix nothing. But y'all don't want to hear this, because y'all gonna go and say y'all want to group with the men that's always, because y'all don't want to hear the truth. So we talking about how to fix it, because that's what they ask them. How y'all gonna fix it? So we gotta be mindful that in order to fix it, we gotta talk about it. And you can't get mad. You gotta be emotionally responsible in the conversation.
Last time you fix something in the house, you didn't have to call nobody to do it. When is you and your son, you and your cousin, you and your brother went up there and fixed the toilet, fixed the roof?
Do you know how? Probably not.
Cut the neighbor, cut everybody grass. When have you niggas done that?
Mind you, old school men, like when I was my dad, my uncle told y'all, like, y'all, I used to see man stuff get done.
The Mexicans do it. When a nigga go to jail, when do you nigga bring a nigga to jail and say, our brother is weak. Let's teach him how to be strong. Say, you go.
Period. Instead, y'all will be saying, oh, we got these hoes out here and these bitches ain't that. Like, I done been watching so many black men, and it's pathetic. Talk about Meg get hurt by this dude, and mind you, creating big ass posts, not realizing every single one of them, I started not interested, blocking them because you showing me that you a bitch, and it's weird.
On the punch combination, you gonna show him self-defense. Nigga, today, don't tell me my bandit with no nigga. You know why? You hate your baby mama. She hates you. How we gonna get together and the two people who made a seed can't even come together? Nigga, I don't trust you. All right, so what you think we need to do as a community to change that?
Mind you, after he said what he said, then the niggas got mad. But you want to hear the truth, though. Mind you, like I said, now he be talking crazy sometimes, but like I couldn't say nothing but, kudos to him because apparently people waking up, realizing like this shit is getting a little bit deeper than even we know, but God got it. But y'all, it's people in your government right now saying that if they even try to help, if any of these states try to help people that look like me, and mind you, this is a problem for everybody. So if you white and you know the AKA light skinned black people, and you don't want to hear it, then you don't want to hear the truth either, because you are the change that also could be needed. Because if you're benefiting off of your white skin, then guess what? And you don't want that to be happening. You have to use your voice. You have to say something. You have to educate these people, because why would your government say that if any states try to step in and help black people and give them reparations, they're going to be cut off federally? But meanwhile, they want our work though, but they want it for free. These people out here actively trying to create plantations, but y'all don't hear that. And I know that shit that they try to play back in the day. What's that letter that they said they use? Mind you, it's always, all skin folk ain't kinfolk, mind you, because it's always another nigga trying to sabotage another nigga. What's that letter that they said that came out and they said that how to create a slave, right? And come to find out throughout history, they trying to say that they think that letter goes back to a black man writing it. I could believe it. The same way you got Clarence Thomas and everybody else trying to undermine. But can I ask y'all a question? And this is something that everybody should ask themselves if you really want the truth. If you really love God and you really want the truth. Because we don't even got to go to the hate version of this. Why do you think they are so hell bent on trying to keep down a specific or certain race? Like, I wouldn't even give a damn to even check into the other side. Oh, why do we want these people to be slaves? Like, why do you think it took a national, worldwide effort to try to hold down a particular group of people? Like, that's the biggest question on the agenda. And then they created religions and things of that nature in between the fact, and not to say nothing even about certain things, because I'm telling you that there's prophecies that are playing out right now to this day. These people know their ass is being handed to them left and right. It don't matter what they try to do or how they try to do it. God is on their ass. This is the reason why every time they turn around, something is happening. They try to put some salt in the game, and guess what? It turn around and hit their ass. Mind you, Psalms 91. Y'all know where that came from? Out of nowhere. I'm sitting here. I told y'all I had a praying grandmother. So guess what? I know she be watching, right? And looking over and making sure. And out of nowhere, I'm just happen, to be carousing, carousing through, doom scrolling like they call it. And all of a sudden, message, your grandmother said, pull this out. What? I go look, right, to see what it says. Guess what it say? He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rapport. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say the Lord is my refuge, but mind y'all do realize that they took this from something that already existed that belonged to you already. If you look at all the religions, they're circling each other, but mind you, they took this stuff from stuff that existed before you, before this, before them. And then they try to manipulate it and use it against you. But you don't got to listen to me though, because, who am I? And y'all don't want to hear the truth at all, period, anyway. It's going to go in one ear and out the other. And then when you get to, wherever you're trying to get to, and you're not prepared, because a lot of y'all going to be running scared. Oh, I got to be, this, that, and the third. But mind you, they left a passageway for you. But you didn't get it because these people was out here that y'all trusted so much with everything in you, your whole entire being, misdirecting you and guiding you in all the wrong freaking ways. But you talking about me. And all I'm trying to tell you is there's text, there's other stuff that you can go look at before this stuff came about, but you mad at me. You out here trying to prove where I'm wrong, this, that, and the third. But mind you, these people use your stuff. They're using your stuff against you. They go and dig up history and won't give it to you. And they'll put it in a vault. And then take out what they want to take out and then tell you what it say. Mind you, they not doing nothing new. The same way they took cursive writing out of the thing for kids, that's the way they've been doing us the whole entire time. Their playbook ain't new. The same way they've been learning us, you best to be have learning them. And you better be paying attention, because guess what? They're in the same playbook. This is the reason why a lot of people over here don't get multiple languages, this, that, and the third. Because if you can't understand and you can't comprehend, guess what? I can send your ass to a foreign land and I can corrupt you all over again. Your children, your children's children, and your children after that. Because, y'all don't want to listen to nobody because of the fact that they gave you a book and, yes, sir, boss. Like, why do y'all not want to figure out your history before the history that they stole and they came in and manipulated? But who am I to tell you that? Because you don't want to hear the truth. You already think that you know it. But mind you, they got a jump, a hips, what is a hop, skip, and a jump already on you. They have other books, other texts, other stuff about your history, other stuff about who you are as a people. And mind you, if it don't fit their narrative, guess what they tell the people? Sweep it under the rug. Don't say nothing. They got technology, y'all, that we didn't already had. And if you come out with a patent or anything else, I keep showing y'all this stuff. If you come out with a patent that actually helps, like all these scientists that's missing, they've been already saying it. But also people that go and know anything about patents, they'll send somebody to buy it out. Like, it's people that's telling y'all this stuff and y'all don't want to listen. They'll come buy it out and then they'll shelf it. Then a couple years later, that person ended up dead. Somebody else comes and they make it and now they're responsible. This is how these people keep staying in position. But mind you, your frequency, God be talking to you at nighttime when you sleep. But you can't hear it. Wanna know why? Because they actively, fucking with the skies. That's why you can't be in the airspace. Well, why the fuck do they think that they own the airspace, but God gave us the airspace? Because you would start seeing stuff in the airspace that shouldn't be probably there. Like, how do they own airspace? You can't go up a certain amount of footage because these people didn't claim the airspace. And so then that leads me to this. Spirit, as y'all know, they went out of business over the weekend, right? And a lot of people have lost money because of the fact they're saying that they lost their flights, this, then, and the third. But do y'all not realize that Spirit is the only plane system that has never had an accident, been in business 40 something years, never had an accident. So now there's this guy that's online and he's trying to buy Spirit, right? Which God is going to do what God's going to do. But this is the thing that got me, because he may be saying that, but he don't also may not know this. I seen something, and y'all have to go look it up for yourself. But the government tried to help bail Spirit out. Spirit told them hell to the no. Why? Let's see. Did I save it?
Okay, let's talk about Spirit Airlines and the federal government really quick, because I don't think a lot of people fully understand what happened. They ceased their operations last night. From day one, Spirit Airlines' mission statement was to make affordable and safe commercial travel for the everyday person. The everyday person can afford to get on a plane and go from A to B. You could fly clear across the country for pennies on the dollar compared to other airlines, okay? They ceased operations. The federal government approached them and said, hey, we'll bail you out with $500 million. Which initially sounds like a good deal, right? Cheap, affordable commercial flights for the everyday person.
The government said they'll bail them out with 500, I think it said $1 billion, or yeah.
Should have that,
or
period,
million.
okay? The catch was the federal government would own 90% of the company, making them the majority shareholder, okay?
Now, who else is going to come in and not take that deal? And this is why I think that people should sometimes mind their own business, because it sounds like a good thing where the people can, actually get in and, buy Spirit and this, that, and the third, because the guy said we should buy Spirit. Then the people will own it, right? But do y'all not hear what he's saying?
They wanted to take half of their fleet. The federal government wanted to take half of the airplanes owned by Spirit Airlines and convert them into military use for transportation, tracking, what have you.
Because they can't build their own. So I don't know what Spirit is about to do with their airlines and this, that, and the third, but then it made me also think, Black people, like if there's a white man online, because it's another white man, and I ain't trying to, but it all falls into the same exact thing to me. They start off with good intentions because he's starting off with good intentions, but if he's allowed to buy it, is he going to be able to say no like the Spirit people did? Or is he going to try to take the money and all of a sudden it went into community, but this, that, and the third? But Black people, the only reason why they keep fucking with us is because we don't have planes, trains, and automobiles. Where is the Black people that can afford it? Because if y'all can afford it, and don't turn it into soul plane, but that would also be a thing where, like I keep saying to everybody, if we actually actively had our own shit, they wouldn't be able to touch us, and they know they wouldn't be able to touch us. And this is the reason why they actively keep trying to put their foot on our neck. They know this world would change 110% if Black people remotely had their own any fucking thing. Because we have to remember that we have to build a system. Like, it was great when, they had the underground railroad and this, that, and the third. But after they got released into that system, we had to know that they still had to be into another system. It's like when I told y'all, a lot of people saying they woke, but you woke up into an algorithm. Mind you, an algorithm that was already started from the time that you were born. Why? Because they said feed the baby on a schedule, send the baby to school. Mind you, they sent the babies to school that they don't even send their own fucking kids to those schools. But mind you, they conditioned your babies. You gotta go to work at this time. You gotta, get up and you gotta do this. You gotta go here. Like, they've been conditioning from day one. And so you could be woke. We can all be woke, but we're still in their algorithm. Until we get out of their algorithm, like, it's still woke within boundaries.
We've done this before. Right now, as we speak overseas, left and right, our planes are getting shot down or attacked and hit to the point where they can't even function. They make emergency landings, they cannot go back up in the air. The United States also does not possess enough rare earth metals or have the money to buy anymore to build more aircraft. Rare earth.
And I done already explained to you the only reason why the U.S. is ahead the way that it is, and y'all can go look at this over time and over history, is because they can mass produce. And clearly they can't mass produce. They can mass produce weapons, but they can't mass produce them planes.
Metals are a major necessity when it comes to modern avionics, especially for tracking, for missiles, for guidance systems, for radars. We don't have the money, nor do we have the infrastructure to build more planes. They wanted to buy out Spirit Airlines, take over half their fleet, and convert it into military craft. Spirit Airlines.
So, what is Spirit going to do? We don't know. But Spirit told them go, suck you mother. Okay, at this moment. But this is also where the average everyday Joe Schmo might not know. They might not know this. And like I said, and for all intents purposes, it sounds good until the federal government now says, "Oh, private people can't own." Listen, private people can't own a plane.
And said, fuck that and fuck you. So seriously, shout out to Spirit Airlines for not wanting to condone the killing of innocent brown people overseas. That's some
or innocent brown people that's not overseas. So let me tell y'all something about our system and that y'all might not know. Everything that they do is based off money. Every fucking thing. And they don't care how it affects you. Down to regular sunglasses. You know, everybody, I love me some sunglasses, right? But you know what sunglasses do? Stop you from getting contact with the sun, and it does something later on. Y'all got to go look the stuff up. Y'all know what houses, these beautiful houses that we live in, that we pay all this money for, you know what it does? Stop you from going outside. You know what that does? Now all y'all vitamin D deficient. Everything they do. People out here arguing right now. Oh, in 2027, they're saying that they're going to make these cars that are going to scan us. Stop fucking buying cars. Don't need none. Because it's basically money. So now they already stopped when the cars were gas. And now all of a sudden you could go find, like, it's a guy on thing that they found, they done put all these cars in some old ass mountain and this, that, and the third, because they wanted to have to force you, like, they want you to be a consumer. Everything they do, they'll figure out how to undertale something to be able to get more money. Oh, y'all can't now work on your cars because y'all can't get parts because the brakes, you gotta literally go to the system, to a mechanic. But before, I remember my dad and my Uncle Tojo pulling a fucking engine out with a tree in the neighborhood while we was the kids running around on, bicycles and things of that nature. I remember shit like that. But now you can't change a headlight. You got to go take it to the company. Y'all, we got to decrease the need but y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all are setting up a system to make them think that we got to be able to, because they're forcing it. And then, we got to have the best of everything. Mind you, go look at even a thing. Back in the day, they told your grandmom that she can't have that bacon grease, container because rendered fat is but mind you, rendered fat is the healthiest for you. Guess what? Go look up when Alzheimer's started. Go look up when the majority of, this started. Y'all kids out here with, that A word, go look up when that started. Everything they do introduces some bullshit into our system. Mind you, you can go back way, 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 hundreds of thousands of years, and people had better stuff, better technology, and we lived a whole lot longer. Why did we have a whole lot better technology, living longer, and then all of a sudden these greedy, nasty motherfuckers, whoever they are, came into this system, and it came when y'all religion started, just so y'all know. Don't be mad at me. Go look at the time. When they started trying to control and keep your brain in a box, is when the shit started. Even if they were documenting history, and they could have just been trying to document history, but then they actually added what they wanted to add or took away what they wanted to take away. This is how they corrupt. Don't be mad at me. I mean, it only takes for you to go read a book. Go to one of the libraries, Congress Library or whatever. Go to an old library. But mind you, guess what? You get ready not be able to do that either because they're getting rid of the books. That's not a new play either. Mind you, the Vatican, the people who out here saying that this person is being a dick and this person being a dick and everybody throwing rocks and hiding their hands, the Vatican got the information. Like, don't let nobody lie to you. The information exists. Don't let nobody lie to you. It's old museums about our history in other fucking countries. Italy, Spain, France. Why? Because they was the ones that was doing the conquering. So they hold the information. Why do other places get taught more about us? And this is why they call us the dumb Americans. We out here think we live in the American dream, but meanwhile, we got people in other countries that they saying is third world countries, this, that, and the third, talking shit about us. Because we ain't looking at nothing. We easy to, she already said it, hurting. We're easy to hurt. But y'all don't want to hear the truth. So, I'm just going to tell y'all that it's going to be all right. When you end up being a slave on the plantations and things of that nature, it's going to be okay. Just work hard. She said, Miss Majestic Grace, let me see. She said, nope, they teaching a lot about Islam right in the schools. As a substitute teacher witness, it is my jaw dropping open. Okay, so now they teaching in schools. She said, I thought they took religion out of schools. Only Christianity get the exclusion. Girl, they all think they got it together. Meanwhile, they don't even realize they stole from each other. Every single one of them. And I don't care who book you got, y'all all stole from each other. And don't argue with me. Argue with fucking history. So that's why I'm telling y'all at this point, I ain't arguing nobody about no religion. Y'all do with the religion what you will. But God existed before them. So you ain't going to be out here telling me this person was the one that knew and this person. I don't care. Talk to your mama about it. Don't talk me to death. That's what I got to say to him. Majestic Grace said facts. Everybody claiming to be closer to God. I just want to be a dust mite on the pearly gates. I mean, I'm trying to tell you, but meanwhile, you just as close as they can be too. I mean, mind you, like I said, they took the information and all they did was put it in, because that stuff. Remember, the weighing of the heart. Mind you, as I was listening to this shit, and they were saying like how the transition, when you go into when you die and you transition, and how the Egyptians was preparing you. Mind you, as I'm listening to it, it sounded like the Catholic the confessions, and then it made me think of Usher. These are my confessions, just one. But mind you, that's what it was. But as they was explaining it, this is how they were preparing you to get into heaven, because you got to be, or Jannah, or whoever, wherever you thinking. So they used the old stuff, but mind you, it was that now they're giving you their interpretation. And like I said, why do they feel the need to take your stuff? Why is the Vatican holding a bunch of books and things of that nature and only giving what they want to give when they want to give it? So when you go into, when they was talking about those gods, if you go look it up, what is it, Anubis and things of that nature, when you go through these gates, you gotta say, you gotta tell them it's the preparation. I ain't lie, I ain't cheat, I ain't steal, I ain't gossip today, I ain't took nobody nigga this month, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, but it is actually purifying your heart as you go along. But mind you, then they put it in whatever, I don't know what it's determined over there, whatever that thing is. But you see how they go into the confessional? Same shit. They took it from old, ancient, and mind you, then they just let me spit, what is it? Rub it down, or smack it up, flip it, rub it down. But mind you, this is what they did with the information. They what do you call it? It's one of them rap terms. When you take something and you remix it or something, it's like that. So that's all they did. And then this person said, okay, well, this is in there, so this is the story. Like, if y'all look at them, all the stories are basically the same. Like, so what y'all think they did? But mind you, they came from older, but all they did was create conflict. Because I gotta be the better version. I gotta be this, that, and the third. We're the ones gonna get into heaven. They're wrong, this, that, and the third. Mind you, even before all this shit started, everybody lived together and they were fine. So y'all knew religion is what actually created that. Just so y'all knew. The older religion wasn't even that horrible. But the Catholic Church and the Vatican, them is the people that definitely is out here doing a bunch of stuff that they could fix all of this. they can say, oh, well, we can open up the gate because we can show y'all this, that, and the third, da, 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 da. But now I don't even fucking trust them. So even if they give us the information, do we trust them? Hell no. Because why did y'all keep the Discord for this long? Why did y'all keep the beefing and everything else for this long? Why did you enslave for this long? Why did you not give out the information about the timeline and this, that, and the third for this long? Because you used it to your own benefit. Mind you, the other thing I was listening to, because what do I tell y'all? When one thing exists, so does the other, right? So why is it that every time we see the Pope, he got like the white robe and this, that, and the third? We're the one with the black one on. If we can see the Pope and we can see, the Trump, who is the niggas that we don't see? Because just so y'all know, the ones that we see ain't the issue. It's the ones that we don't see. So let's not even not go there. Because as y'all know, if they the ones that's out, they the ones that's supposed to make it look good. Let's dress it up and send it outside to have a conversation. But meanwhile, we back here doing all the nasty shit. Because I don't forget, I done already told y'all, why is it a bunch of gay shit in the Bible? Like, we not going to act like we don't see that. Why every time you turn around, somebody touching on, one of the little people? We not going to act like we don't see that. But mind y'all saying that this is God. That ain't God. That is them trying to wrap something up in a bow, make it look good. But meanwhile, they're telling you who they are. Everything they do is nasty behind the scenes. Y'all can go look. They got insurance policies out here, y'all, because they know they're going to touch on one of the little people. That's weird. But it's also telling you. Like, y'all not gonna make me think that they on the right side of history when every time you turn around, they out here maneuvering and touching on little kids and shit. Like, nope. But meanwhile, you letting them people control your life and y'all actively sitting here, praise the Lord, but this nigga touching on the kids. So now you also part of the problem too, because I know you know. I just gave y'all some information the other day when they said y'all can go look this shit up. These people's actively out here doing it. When they get reported, guess what they do? They don't get put down. They get moved to a different location. Y'all can go find it yourself. But, apparently y'all are supporters of this. So you can't say that you like the truth when, the truth is this what y'all people out here doing. And then when people start saying shit, they start coming up missing because instead of them doing the right thing, they rather get some niggas up out of here. But this is the people that y'all like to sit under. These are the people that y'all giving y'all salvation to. They touching kids. And then here your ass is at, whatever every week. Oh, pastor, da 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 da. Or, oh, this, that, and the third. Nigga. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at them for doing it. You're going to be mad at me for saying it, but you're not going to be mad at them for doing it. That's the reason why I just got to come out here and tell y'all a bunch of fluffy shit. Like, it's going to be okay. When it happened to your kid, it's going to be okay. Bitch. That's what you would say to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, we should be prepared. Well, why you not doing nothing? This is what your people are telling you. This is what your little people are telling you that when they be having y'all in the corners, this is what they be doing. And then here y'all go, y'all will defend the victim. This is what y'all church people doing. This is what y'all Catholic people doing. This is what y'all people doing. I can't say nothing about the other people, but hey, everybody got their own crosses to bear. Or not. But you're not going to tell me that you don't see it. Everybody, y'all get wisdom. Get wisdom, and with all you're getting, get understanding. It's written that a period. Yes, the Vatican porters kept hush. They keep everything hush hush. But mind you, it's not hush because we all know. And then people be out here defending the people with these with they last like, oh, if this happened, we're going to go and we're going to. I ain't doing nothing. Let God get them. Because, like I said, the Vatican and the Pope and everybody else see that these people trying to hold groups down. They know that this group of people over here ain't the people that they talking to. Like, they can fix all of this shit because they know. London, England, France, Rome, Spain, all of them. They all know what they did. And they're actively trying to act as if, I told y'all, this is the Game of Thrones right now. Like, nobody listens. All the puzzle pieces are moving around. This the reason why, if you over here not realizing that these people, listen, I done seen something this week and they talk about this person is related to this person. Like, and y'all already knew all the presidents was related, this, that, and third. But guess what? Guess what they not telling y'all? The history as to how they got they bitch asses sitting in the seat. They're not telling you that. Because at one point in time, black and white didn't exist. Color lines didn't exist. And then, like I said, if you white and you acting like you don't want to hear it, well, guess what? I don't know what to tell you, because how do you feel like we gonna get past any of this if we can't talk about it? Like, I ain't blaming you unless you actively are wanting to be participating. Hey, Mr. Steele. Hi, Mike. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Like, so I'm not blaming you. But if you actively out here, you keep trying to tell me about my history. Meanwhile, what is your history and what is your participation level in it? What did your people do? Are you really trying to fix it? Because if you're really trying to fix it, we're gonna have to have hard conversations. And I know, like, nobody wants to be responsible for what their elders did. But how do we make the world a better place? We're gonna have to talk about it. We're gonna have to acknowledge the fact that it's people actively out here sitting in a place of position or power, a position of power, and actively still trying to act like it's fucking 1302 out this bitch. And like I said, why? Why is it that when it comes to, and then the other people, because I done seen white people all over the planet saying, somebody said it this week and they comment on something I said, and this mother sucker gonna say, I'm tired of seeing y'all always say, back when. No, he said, like, we was the shit when. I said, we still the shit even now, because y'all don't know how to keep your ass out of our business. Every time y'all turn around, these niggas will ask for segregation, and then we segregate, like, give us our place. We'll go over here. And guess what y'all gonna do? Still actively try to be in our business. Y'all don't know how to segregate. Y'all don't know how to not be in somebody's business. And this is the reason why we're going to have to talk about it, because nothing's ever going to change if y'all don't learn why your problem is. Why are you that way? Why are you kill, steal, destroy? Why is it every time something happens, you will tell your children to come look for us, but meanwhile, then you'll be talking shit about us behind the scenes? Why do we protect your kids, but you'll try to kill ours? We're going to have to talk about it. Because if we don't talk about it, guess what? We're never going to have an understanding. And meanwhile, if we don't collectively come together, then it keeps us beefing and arguing while these niggas up here keep molesting everybody kids. Because they don't give a fuck. That's what they doing. And then people want to be out here talking about, oh, they doing this, that, and third. Yeah, we've been telling y'all that. They said, well, why is the black people so calm? Because, bitch, we already been having it happen. 500 years out this bitch, y'all already been trying to separate us from everything but the, truth. Like, y'all literally out here trying to separate us from everything, including the truth. I mean, y'all don't want to tell the truth. Why? But y'all out here saying this is the age of Aquarius. It's the truth tellers, but y'all still out here trying to actively lie. And mind you, they said, oh, the Pope has black blood. He's still white. Because he still ain't done nothing actively to suggest or say that I'm trying to change the narrative. And I ain't talking about nobody, but I'm telling y'all the truth. But again, y'all don't want to hear that. So I got to tell y'all, it's unicorns and strawberries out here. And eventually all this stuff is going to go away. But, we've been dealing with it for a very, very long time. Don't y'all want to know where y'all came from before this shit happened? Because if you don't, I do. Don't you want to know about customs and things of that nature that happened before they came into fucking up the whole entire system? Don't you want to know about the things that were better that we had before? And like, it's just a whole simple fact of the matter that why do they think that they should be the ones that are corrupting history? And this is why I keep saying that the United Nations or the World Court, why are y'all not charging the Vatican? Why are y'all not charging Rome, Britain, Spain, France, all of these people, why are y'all not actively trying to help? Y'all literally see in our own state and our own government, it's these people are actively still being like, so why y'all not doing nothing that makes sense? Y'all the world government, like, start sending some shit to go help us. Because if you really the world government, everybody crimes against humanity. Because if you take in our history, guess what? And then people from different countries can say it don't matter. Yes, it should. This is everybody's problem. They took history from everybody. What the hell do y'all think, that it was just only our problem over here? Like, that's the other issue that I keep seeing. Like, why do y'all not realize how this affects the globe? It's everybody. It's all of our history. Like, y'all keep wanting to act like, oh, it's just the Black Americans and we're tired of them. Da, 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 da. It is everybody. This is what y'all don't realize. But y'all don't want me to tell you that either. So, the truth ain't in y'all. Y'all not ready for the real truth because y'all want to keep separating this country from this country. And this, like, y'all literally, if y'all look at the map ain't nothing but fucking this big. Like, literally, that the biggest illusion, and I told y'all they've been doing it for a long time, it is the fact that, oh, let's make this look bigger and this look smaller. The map this fucking big if you look at it. Everything was connected. They're not going to tell me that it's not. If you look at even the way the map even looks, it looks like a puzzle piece. If you ever done a puzzle, look at the map. If you've ever put together a puzzle and you were any good at it, look at the map. And then you're going to start to see some shit that you ain't never seen before, and you're going to be like, oh my God. Mind you, same play, because what do? Start changing the maps. Guess what they're doing? Changing the lines. Like, these motherfuckers ain't doing nothing no different than they've been doing. It's the same shit. What are we going to do different? Because even now in your states, they're literally actively saying, we're going to change the lines to make this district. Like, God, get these people up out of here. Because listen, it's so much more stuff that we could be actively doing right now to make the world a better place. Mind y'all, like, look at this shit. Like, it's so much weird shit that people just don't know that. So y'all know about the people Monsanto with the seeds, right? Because if you don't, go look it up, right? Mind you, I've been hearing this years and years and years ago, like over 20-something, 30-something years, right? Monsanto, the people with the seeds, wanting to make sure that they had control of the seeds. Didn't want the American people to have the seeds. Do y'all know that this shit is actively happening? Where is it at? Because this was fucking weird.
It is illegal in the United States for 98% of farmers to replant the seeds from the crops that they grew in the previous year.
They can't plant seeds from the previous year. Y'all know who did that, right? They will get a fine if they do. Y'all, literally everything that we do, they figure out a way to make money off of it. Okay? So back in the day when God gave us seeds and animals and this, that, and the third, somehow industry then came along and decided that they figured out how to now create a business off of it. This is why I'm telling you, this system has to collapse. This shit is fucked up more than y'all do not even realize down to seeds. It's weird. This shit is weird. Let's see who you over there. Give me 1 minute. I gotta see who you are. I didn't see you. Sorry. And I'm gonna tell you. So just so y'all know, it's because they're hybrid seeds. They don't replant well. Why the fuck do we got hybrid seeds when God gave us everything that we needed? God gave us everything that we needed on the planet, and guess what they did? Destroyed it. And guess what we did? Didn't say shit. The same way we doing right now. Guess whose fault it is? Ours, because we don't realize that we are more than them. We accumulate. We are actively way more than what the percentage of the people are that's doing the bullshit. But mind you, I told you the biggest illusion, they have this illusion over our heads and over our brains, and conditioning just won't stop it. Gray Black, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. If you don't like it, you can go. You don't have to be here. You don't have to talk. So I'm gonna just go back over here because you ain't said nothing that is important. That's why you have to learn to ignore people. See what I'm saying? I came over here just to tell you that. Shut mouth, okay? And it don't matter what I am. Matter of fact, let me boot your ass out of here. Let me block you now because we don't need you here. I don't like talking to people like you. I don't like playing with people's kids, and you just got here, so I'm gonna just go ahead and block you because I don't like you. Banned. Period. Go on and get. That's somebody over on my Twitch. Yeah, I don't play with them. They better go on and get. Got his ass banned with a quickness over here talking about some. Matter of fact, I don't know. How about that? He can go on and get it. Back over here. Let me see where I was at. All right, so okay, so hybrid seeds don't repeat well. A lot of crops today are grown from hybrid seeds, two-parent plants bred from high yield, disease resistant, etc. When you save seeds from the plants and then replant them, the next generation is unpredictable, lower yields, weaker plants, and different traits. So it's not reliable for a business. It says, oh, okay, hold on. Okay, so it says they get sued or fined when they break a contract or violate intellectual property rights tied to certain seeds. So it's legal, but with conditions. Saving and replanting seeds is generally legal in principle. Farmers have done it forever, but when they buy certain commercial seeds, especially patented ones, but God gave you all the seeds and everything that we needed. And again, this is why I keep saying the timeline that everybody has in their brain is less than 10,000 years young. The humans, 300,000 years. Y'all Bible, y'all religion is this. This is a part of this, in case y'all don't know. And y'all, and I don't care what nobody say. Oh well, it's the no. When these people, whoever these people are that came along to start to, try to embed their foot in the system, is when this shit started happening. This is why you got a company, and again, y'all go look up the company because everybody's, let me see, let me tell y'all. Because I don't like to lie to y'all. Monsanto was a major American agricultural company that focused on seeds and farming chemicals. It says what they did: develop genetically engineered GMO seeds for crops like corn, soybeans, and cotton. Created seeds designed to resist pests and tolerate herbicides. Produced chemicals like glyphosate used in weed killers. Why are we killing weeds when, if y'all don't know, again, this is a part of, God's grace. And a lot of people, mind you, shit, if y'all go look up, at one point in time there was a lot of herbalist classes and people, because indigenous to the land. And then all of a sudden, y'all people, the ones y'all talk about, this part of them 13 folks, is the ones that got them schools closed the fuck down. Like, y'all, the information is there. But mind you, so I'm gonna give y'all an old wives' tale that, probably ain't an old wives' tale. Anyway, indigenous people know and believe that your body, you're connected to the land where you are. So certain things will start to grow around you to help you heal. And then these mother suckers came along with weed killers and things of that nature They don't want y'all to use the stuff that is a part of the land, but then they use it to make medicines and things. Like, I'm telling y'all, it's money, greed. Everything that we needed was already given. The greedies around us took everything and basically decided to figure out how to make us pay for it. And we are allowing them. We have to stop patronizing this system. Point blank, period. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. Otherwise, what I was saying about the card thing, like, to me, it's like they're putting into the system, okay, well, in 2027, the cars are going to be like this, so people can get a mad dash on running to go buy cars. Don't go run to go buy no car, and don't buy no fucking car in 2027. It's okay for you to keep the car that you have until the fucking wheels fall off, because why the fuck did you buy it? And then furthermore, now also the system with the gas. Like, it is a thing for big money. This is like, y'all, it's all a money play. Because a lot of people are reporting that their cars are now being damaged because of the gas. And then you're going to have to go buy another car. But y'all don't want to know the truth. Y'all want to continue to live in a system that is fucking raping, kill, steal, destroy. Anything and everything good in this system is going to try to kill it. It's going to try to take it. It's going to try to pillage it, including the land. And why are we letting this happen? So Monsanto, they were one of the biggest players in modern industrial farming. Their seeds often came with contracts and patents, meaning farmers couldn't legally save and reuse them. This made farming more consistent and high yield. Like, they be fucking lying. These people ain't no good. None of these people are no fucking good. The system that helps these people ain't no good, because guess what it's doing? Helping them and not helping the people. They don't give a fuck about us. Mind you, I grew up in a time and everybody saw it. This is the thing. When I grew up, I had a little girl body. I had a teenage body. When little girls behind me started coming up, they had grown women bodies. Now the girls that's coming up got old bitch bodies. Then guess what they did? Push BBLs. Do y'all not see how it's a system? It's one thing perpetuating the other. They will try to insert anything into the system and say, okay, well, now you got to get your dentals done, this, and the third, da, 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 da. And I ain't nobody's doctor, but y'all don't got to fucking, like, I don't got to tell you. Mind you, go look up your wisdom teeth. Go look up your women having babies. Go look up your placenta. They telling us a bunch of shit, and then they're using our shit. And we're just fucking out this bitch dumb and letting them. But you know, that's the truth as it is. But y'all don't want to hear that. So, you know, this is for entertainment purposes only. Are you entertained yet? Y'all don't hear me, do y'all? Because you really don't want the truth. You don't need to be out here. Y'all heard what the man said. It ain't gotta be women against men. None of that. We ain't gotta argue with your baby daddy. We ain't gotta argue with your nigga. You ain't got like we ain't gotta argue. It's all set up by the system. It's all part of the plot. It's all a part of the system in order to make us feel like we have to do da 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 whatever the fuck they trying to get us to do. Miss Kelly, who said somebody said hurting? They're hurting. And yet we out here falling for the plot and the play. Mind you, one thing feeding off the other. I literally just sat in this bitch and I said, all of a sudden I'm starting to get insurance from everything. So insurance, now my water, they said you own a house, so your piping that's going into your house, you're responsible for it. You should put insurance on it. Your electric wires that's going inside your house, you're responsible for them. You should, like, that shit wasn't happening. They trying to figure out how to siphon this system till it's dry. And we just out here fucking letting them. Like, at some point in time, if we don't stop them, if we don't say something, if we continue to keep letting it happen, well, it's doing what it's doing anyway. That's the reason why, because sooner or later, y'all think Spirit going out of business is one thing. It's going to be another airline and another airline and another airline after that. And then this is the thing. Y'all don't remember when this man said, because I be listening to people, he said, if you was gonna get out, you should get out now, because when you get locked in here with us, then it should be, then y'all gonna have an issue. Well, guess what? For all intents purposes, everybody that heard that should have also been saying the same thing. Okay, well, cool. Be mindful that also when you get locked in here, when we get locked in here with you, you're also locked in here with us. But they already know that y'all not gonna listen, and y'all not gonna hear, because y'all don't like the truth. Y'all be saying, oh, well, they meant this. No, all this shit is intentional. Little do y'all know. I told you, they're talking about a reset. We're talking about restoration. Because I love God, and I know, that God existed before anything else. You can't convince me and try to play in my brain and act like I don't realize that you're only 10,000. Whatever y'all did in this system is less than 10,000 years old. What God been doing is an infinite, hundreds of thousands of years. But mind you, they talk about billions of years that this thing been on the planet, da 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 da. But now you want me to believe that you got enough power in your hands and 10,000, less than 10,000, to do what the hell you want to do and make me think that God ain't in it. No, God is in all of it. And God told me restoration, not a reset to when your funky ass, is on top and winning. No, a reset to when the earth was the way that it was supposed to have been. And so if that means that, God get them and they got to go wherever the hell, take them wherever they going. Because I don't feel like everybody on the planet should be, penalized because a group of fuck niggas don't know how to wake up and be nice people. Like, that's sad. For all intents purposes, like, y'all had enough time on this planet to wake up and decide, okay, let me be a good person. But no, you still actively saying, oh, we're going to try to keep these people down in order to make these people over here. Like, it don't make sense. Y'all have done enough, and for y'all not to know that y'all have not done enough, like, that's weird. So even down to the seeds, y'all, it's little things. Let me get you to cover up your body. Let me get you to put sunglasses on to mess up, so you don't get connected to, the sun. Let me, put you in these big ass houses. Y'all need more and more and more, but y'all not going outside to the sun. Now you, like I said, this ease is coming from also your comfort. So do with that information what you will. You out here stunting as a habit, not realizing that you need to be outside in the sun, connecting to Mother Nature. But who am I? The devil is a liar and the truth ain't in it. But guess who the devil is? This world is upside down. I've been telling y'all for a hot second. And so if y'all don't know, now you should know, but you're not going to listen, because you're going to go back and patronize the same people that's telling you that they got God in the building, but meanwhile they pedophiles in the building. They're out here touching kids. And when you go tell them that they're touching kids, they start moving people around, but y'all don't want to hear that. So I ain't gonna repeat myself. I'm not gonna keep telling y'all, like, y'all can see who the actual offender is, but y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all brains are so warped that y'all out here pay what is the word? Glorifying predators because they sit in a building and they claim God, but meanwhile ain't nothing godly in them because they're not acting godly. But look at the book. Every time you turn around in the book, guess what happens? Sodom and Gomorrah was what? A bunch of people out here, a bunch of men out here, rubbing on butts and, raping and doing all the shit. When the Levite went to visit his family, guess what? Same scenario. They wanted to go know. They always want to know a man in there. Like, y'all not seeing none of this? Or y'all just not listening to the stories? Because in there, the stories are in there. And when they say no, they out here actively trying to be gay and take somebody butt, and then they offer a woman, they throw out a woman, they use her, rape her, and then they end up like, y'all not listening to the stories? because it's actively the same thing. And then here y'all are saying, as long as the music is good, like y'all got it. They took y'all bells. The healing forces. Like, don't y'all notice they take anything and everything good, and then they give y'all stories of, touching on people's asses and kids? Like, there's also a story in the Bible, when they said when the guards came to get Jesus, and y'all can look it up for yourself. Matter of fact, I'll look it up for you. So that way I don't like lying to nobody, because if it's a lie, they told it, and that's why I'm telling y'all I'll be looking shit the fuck up, because I can tell you what they said. So if you look up, just say, type in Google or anywhere else and ask who was the boy that was there when Jesus was arrested. And it says, the passage. It happened during Jesus' arrest in the garden of Gethsemane. I don't know. The specific verse are Mark 14:51-52. It describes a young man following Jesus wearing only a linen cloth. When the crowd tried to grab him, he slipped out of the cloth and ran away naked. So there was, excuse me, some speculation behind this, right? Only because, again, if it's a lie, they told it. They put it in there. So dun, 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 dun. In the Gospel of Mark, Gospel of Matthew, Gospel of John, Jesus is arrested at night, shortly after the Last Supper, and while praying in the garden. Just, and anybody know just to mean, here's the timeline. So just so y'all know, there's a young boy there that is only wearing a linen cloth, which would make me think that it's a nightgown. Okay? So, just so y'all know, if your brain did anything, that ain't what I'm saying. That's what's being said, but that ain't what I'm saying. So what I said is this. If Here's a timeline based on the text. The Last Supper happens in the evening. Jesus goes to pray in the garden at night. The disciples keep falling asleep. Then the crowd arrives with torches, weapons, and soldiers. But this boy had been following Jesus for a while. So if they're all asleep, then that would make me think that either this is a part of somebody's child that's there, or it's his child that's there, or it's what them people said, because why is there a little child sleeping there at nighttime that only has on a nightgown? And again, I ain't saying nothing. It's right in the text. This is also a part of the issue and the problems when liars get together to concoct a story, and then they give you half of something and they don't tell you the whole entire story. And mind you, I ain't the one that put the story together. You're gonna have to talk to the Catholics in the Vatican about that. Again, so this is how, like, even in the truth, there's a, look, in the lie, there's a little bit of the truth. But it's stuff like this is the reason why you shouldn't be out here lying, because it leads it to interpretation, and interpretation is now got people out here trying to say that, something ain't right in the coffee. But mind you, something wasn't right in the coffee anyway, because it keeps being a bunch of gay ass stories in there. Mind you, it keeps being a bunch of gay ass leaders. And I ain't saying nothing about the gays, because, I ain't God. You gonna have to talk to God about it. But why do y'all keep pointing y'all finger? It's another thing where y'all keep pointing y'all finger. Y'all keep talking about and I'm talking about the religious folks. Y'all talk about the gay people, but meanwhile, it's a bunch of gay shit right here. So we gonna have to talk to God about it, y'all and me, cause I can read, and I know that's why y'all be mad that people can read, and y'all fucked up the text because y'all thought y'all was being slick. But meanwhile, it's a bunch of gay shit there. Y'all be doing a bunch of gay activity. And then the people that know they be doing a bunch of gay activity, y'all still go and sit under them same people, acting as if, and she said, turning a blind eye. God know that y'all actively are still sitting under them people while they're doing what they was doing. And I know y'all want to say everybody ain't perfect, this, that, and the third, da 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 da. But I don't condone nobody touching on nobody's kids, because at the end of the day going in and they don't have consent. If it's a grown ass nigga out here rubbing on a grown ass nigga ass, that's different. Cause y'all can give consent. But y'all be letting these people out here get away with, tampering with the little people and corrupting innocence before it even gets started. And you just be out here happy that's we protecting. I don't like that. Anyway, and that's the truth. But y'all not gonna appreciate that because y'all know that, y'all be them types of people, and then y'all don't want to be them type of people, but y'all be them type of people. So you're gonna have to, choose. Do you want to be a good person that actually, loves God? Or do you want to be a religious person and protect them people? But again, that ain't what I even came here to say. I came here to tell y'all that God is good. And I love the fact that I get to witness and testify and see, the goodness of God. And that I am not under those illusions to be out here, clapping for people who out here doing all the wrong shit. I release the need to control outcomes and focus on what I can actually do. Because that's all I could do, is what I could do. I trust what I see and what I sense. My awareness protects me. And I'm going to say it again. These people are not authorized. You're not authorized to take my free will. You're not authorized to put me into a system that I had no awareness about. I release and rebuke all the conditioning. And I'm responsible for my choices. And that gives me real power. You don't get to take my free will. You don't get to put me in a simulation that I didn't authorize. And if I authorize unknowingly, I rebuke it. I don't need illusions to feel powerful. I move in clarity. I want to know the truth. Mind you, so then there was a thing, and I was looking up, like I was listening to stuff and it was talking about like angels and things of that nature. And in their Bible, right? Have y'all ever noticed that anytime people see angels and everything else, it always like corrupts the person's brain? Like niggas go blind and shit like that. That was also kind of weird for me too. So listen to this. Where in the Bible when people see angels and heavenly spirits, because I thought it was kind of strange, right? Like you would think that if your connection is close and you are able to be able to see, God, and it's supposed to be a beautiful thing, right? People are changed. Mind you, I know when I went through my glitch, it made me want to go seek God and existence for God itself, not inside of those books. It made me then now realize like them books ain't it. Like, thank God for the prophecy. Thank God that, because even there's, like I said, truth and a lie. And there's moments when God tells you like to pay attention to this. Like they're going to say this. Mind you, this how like somebody putting together something and don't realize God is talking about them, right? So they're going to find Jesus' body somewhere and don't believe them, right? When they're trying to tell us that Jesus is God, but meanwhile Jesus is saying only God is good. Like, so it's weird how they try to corrupt the brain, but mind you, those who have eyes let them see, those who have ears let them hear, and Jesus is actively telling us that he ain't God, right? But mind you, this is the corruption. They want y'all to believe that, and mind you, again, believe what you want to believe. But I'm gonna listen to what Jesus said, and when he was praying, he was talking to God. He wasn't talking to himself. Otherwise, y'all would have labeled him mentally unstable. So I'm gonna listen to what the person said. And the person said, only my father is good, only God is good, right? So go with that. Anyway, over here it says in the Acts of the Apostle 9 3 through 9, Paul the apostle, then Saul, encounters a blinding light from heaven. He falls to the ground, a voice speaks to him, he loses his sight for 3 days. Excuse me. Genesis 19:10 and 11, when angels visit Lot, the men trying to break into the house are stuck. The men that try to break into the house, thank God they got blinded, but damn. They can't find the door even though they're right in front of it. But that was because they seen an angel, right? Okay. Um, eyes open. Second book, Kings 6:15 and 17. Elisha prays for his servant, and at first the servant can't see. Okay, so then God opened his eyes, but that's not what I was listening to. I was listening to some certain things, and it kept saying something about, okay, Book of Daniel 10:7 and 9, Gospel Luke 2 and 9. People become terrified, fall to the ground, feel weak, overwhelmed. I get why, like, when if you're not connected, right, that you would become terrified, fall to the ground, feel weak and overwhelmed. But there's another scripture in there. It says something about a man fell and then the angel helped him up. But the only thing that it threw me for was, right, I can see where the bad people, that happened too. I'll be wanting to make sure that I have the right stuff, so that way, I'll be putting it over here, so that way I don't be telling y'all no bullshit. Because y'all got enough of that going on. Anyway, so okay. A man traveling with him led him by the hand. Okay, so I don't know if it's just not picking it up. Let me see. Let me go over here. Let me put it in a different place, because what I asked was, because I seen there was a scripture I was listening to, and it said something about the man fell, and an angel came, he fell, was like blinded or shaken or something, and then I'm going to Google. Oh shit. And then the angel helped him up, and then he fell again. But anyway, so long story short, the reason why I was asking that is because it was throwing me every time, like anytime something good happened, like, to somebody that was following God, and the angels or anything showed up, it kept being like the person, like something otherworldly happening to a person. I'm saying, like, and if you getting closer to God and things of that nature, like, it shouldn't be that there is illness happening to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that seems to be a little bit weird to me. And then it makes me wonder if that was what the original translation was, because it don't seem right. It seemed like when you get in the midst of God, and like I said, I can only remember from my glitch, right? When my glitch happened, it made me feel peaceful. It made me feel like, God was protecting me. It didn't make me feel like I was in a state of trauma. The people made me feel like I was in a state of trauma. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what made me wonder, like, That gotta be the difference in when it's God and when it's them. That's what it made me feel like. She said that's not right, or just not authorized. Period. And period. Um, Majestic Grace said that. Yep. Same. That glitch took me deeper. That's what I'm saying. That glitch, when that glitch happened, it made me get closer to God, and it made me have a feeling of peace, like protection. It wasn't like I was traumatized. Like I was, the people started trying to traumatize me. When I was in the glitch and I was with God, it was like God was holding me in a stasis of calm, and also I kept being directed to make sure that I wasn't a part of the chaos. Like, put your headphones on, listen to this, don't listen to what's happening outside of you, because it's not a part of what I'm doing. So that was the thing. So it's like when they say, okay, when certain things show up and people will run, it's in Psalms 91. When it says right here, 10,000 may fall at your hand. Where is it? 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. So it was kind of like that. A lot of stuff happening, but mind you, God doing like wrapping you in a bubble of peace. So all those stuff was happening because people calling me and they saying, did you hear those helicopters last night? Because no, I didn't hear nothing because I got told to put my headphones on and wear this, and I went to sleep very peaceful. So it be stuff like that that be happening. And then, later on, I come to find out a person was just, I don't know. I don't know what happened. All I know is I got instructed to do this. And then there was another message that was being given. And like I said, a lot of people that was being involved in like, gang stalking and whatever, the people was doing, I noticed that a lot of them started to wither away. Like, when they say you can tell when somebody's doing black magic and things of that nature, they start to look haggardly. And so that started to happen to a lot of people that was on, YouTube. And if y'all notice, if y'all go back to 2019 and to 2020, up to 2022, somewhere around there, a lot of y'all favorite spiritualists don't exist there anymore. And a lot of them came in when I was actively on here, so I remember them, but then I started to see like a lot of stuff was happening. And like some of them looked like it was a lot of drug use and things of that nature. But mind you, during my glitch I got told no, nothing, don't do nothing, you just observe, single, celibate, sober, don't be out here fucking, don't be out here drinking, don't be out here drugging, don't be out here doing nothing, sit your ass down and observe this. So I don't know how, why everything was happening actively to other people, but then I noticed that, and y'all don't gotta believe me. Go look. Like, go look at back in, like, type in 2019 spiritualist, and I'm sure y'all gonna see some pages pop up. And like I told y'all before, I actively went and searched because some of these people had hella subscribers. And ain't no way you got over 100,000 and something subscribers on your platform. I know you're making a check. You see what I'm saying? And so even though they slowed down my platform and everything else, I know that when you have 100,000 subscribers, you're totally making some money on this platform. But somehow they up and left active channels. But if you start to see what was happening, like all of them in the end, it was like their first of all, the comments went off. That was the first thing. And I noticed that. And I'm like, why are they turning their comments off? Like, because I wanted to tell them stuff, and I'm, no comments. Next thing you know, screens are black. So they're giving messages, and it ain't because it's nighttime and it's dark, because I didn't give messages, it'd be nighttime, it's dark, you can still see or whatever. Or I might have been doing something and I got, so it wasn't that. It was literally like they were fucking afraid of something. And then it started to be something else. It was just very, very weird. And as y'all know, when you start doing shit that you ain't got no business, you start hexing and cursing people. That shit boomerang back on that ass, and now you're gone. It is not permitted by the system to witness divine power, only the registered anointed. Yeah, and that's also one of the things. Like, that's what I'm getting at. it seemed like that's the reason why they started doing that thing, to where it's like they wanted to be the intercessor of your message. And so I don't know, you got to go through this in order to get a message to God. Meanwhile, God be right talking to you. So I don't know, but I ain't judging, and everybody can do what the heck they want to do. But all I know is I'll be talking to God, like, what I mean, God, get them, please and thank you, because they doing stuff that I ain't asked. And even now, they're doing stuff, they're trying to do stuff that I didn't ask. I don't know why a full government or any other governments outside of me would want to be trying to put their foot on, my people's neck. But I don't like it. And God, please get them and their feet. Like I keep saying it actively, I'm a black person. I don't want to argue with nobody. I don't want to fight with nobody. I don't want you trying to hinder me, harm me, stop me from doing nothing that God is trying to tell me to do. I don't want you interfering, trying to interrupt my money. Why you out here trying to tell somebody they can't give us reparations for anything? And why is it so important for you to continue to keep doing that? Like for anybody to tell their states, a federal government, that you're trying to be over black people, like that says to me, like, you don't want to be the leader of us. So like, leave us alone. You have your own government. We'll figure out what we need to do. But if you can actively tell somebody that we don't, like, give us our people, let all our people free, this, that, and the third, like, you can't be over none of the black people. So this is what I'm gonna tell God. They can't be over none of the black people. Like, free all the black people. Like, y'all can house the white people in prison if you want, under y'all government and y'all system. I want all the black people free out of the government system, because you can't house our people and also actively try to keep us down. That don't make sense. If you are going to be a leader of the free world, you have to be the leader in a way that is leading the people. You don't want to be the leader of us. Y'all are making it very clear that y'all don't want to do right by us. And y'all know what will be said. Until you do right by me, everything you touch is going to fail. So let our people out, and we'll figure out how to deal with, what we need to deal with. Give us whatever portion of what we supposed to have. You take your bitch ass over there. We'll be over here. Don't touch none of our people, and we won't touch none of yours. But black people also have to actively know that at this point, once that happens, that we have to build our own everything. Everything. To make sure that, Tulsa don't happen again. Next time they bring their stinking ass over to try to, drop bombs and this, that, and the third, you drop them out the sky. Because now you're not allowed to come over this airspace. And that's going to be the only way that, like, we have to build our own everything. Because they keep taking from us, using our technology, and then they don't want to give us credit for it. They just keep thinking they can keep doing this dumbass, recycling of some shit, and we never gonna know. Like, we know. We're very much aware. And then please go on and get. And mind you, again, it's not even us that's doing it. It's them. They the ones saying they want to be segregated. They the ones saying that they don't like us. They the ones saying, like, it's not us. And the fact that they can harbor that much hate in their body, in their system, in their DNA for us is questionable. Like, what did we do to y'all? Why are you so mad at us that you decided to try to get the whole entire universe against us? And what is wrong with the whole entire universe that y'all actively participated in trying to be against us? Why do y'all not want nothing good on earth? Why do y'all continue to keep letting these people, like, take away everything that's good? These niggas was out here talking about how they can block the sun. That's crazy. But mind you, guess what? So right now, this is actively happening, and this is just another thing, because I keep trying to tell you, they gonna keep doing shit, and God gonna keep proving that God is God. Right? So we not even major glitches. Like, my phone is making sounds, and the screen is off. That's crazy. I already know that this is actively happening, and this gonna keep happening, because I already know, like, it's like the plagues and things of that nature, right? And this is why that's one of the things. 10,000 will fall at your side. 1,000 may fall at your right hand, and 10,000, because God is in the mix. And this is what's going to happen. And it's going to keep happening.
We have big news right now. A horror story is developing in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean this evening, as according to the World Health Organization, 3 people have been confirmed dead as a result of the hantavirus on a cruise ship in the...
This is how God gonna wipe them right on off the planet. It's gonna keep being virus and plague, but mind you, it's already in the Bible. It's already a revelation. It's already a fucking prophecy. Like, we not even gonna have to do nothing to you, because you want us to fight you so bad, but meanwhile God gonna fight you for us. It's gonna be shit that keep happening just like this. Y'all gonna keep trying to develop and use DNA to do this, that, and the third, and every single one of it is gonna fucking backfire every time. And then y'all gonna be looking stupid. And then the people that get left, because it can happen to anybody, and the people that get left know that this time don't let them get their foothold in this system. Don't rebuild this shit back the same exact way. God is giving us, gonna give us free. Give us free. And when God give us free, if any of them get left, don't start that shit. Don't even let them start it. So it's gonna be one behind the next.
His name.
One behind the next.
Actually, a bunch of them, about 14 total. They hate black folks so much that they are willing to sponsor a bill that if...
This how serious y'all be thinking I'll be joking, right?
Republican, actually a bunch of them, about 14 total. They hate black folks so much that they are willing to sponsor a bill that if a state, a county, or even a municipality, if they give a penny of money to black people in the guise or under the guise of reparations, it should eliminate all federal funding from ever coming to that entire state forever. Put up the picture. I mean, that's some hate. Texas Republicans in the House are not simply threatening the loss of federal funding for lawmakers to support reparations for black residents. They have now introduced a bill to do just that. The 13 co-sponsored bill introduced by Brian Babin, a Republican.
So y'all see, I ain't lying to y'all. Like, it's literally being there.
I want to show you a video from a half acre is worthless for sale. Criminals are admitting their crimes and getting caught by ChatGPT. Everybody learned about the Underground Railroad. A farmer threw a dead pig. Holy shit. That was Judith. Holy shit. I've never seen anything like that. The DAP's been known to stretch the truth a little bit. Looks like a scene out of
These them people that's in Virginia that I told y'all about before that said they was gonna do all this shit. Now they don't got no drinking water. Guess why they don't got no drinking water? Because the government is over there in the mines taking out shit, and all the shit that they put in the mines is now actively coming out the side of the mines and into the drinking water.
It was Judith Varney Shore. She's a former Israeli consul general who was operating out of Atlanta. But don't worry, they've got some black leaders on the payroll.
The major problem with Israel is with the young generation of the black community. The problem with Israel is with the young generation of the black community.
This lady says the problem with Israel is the young black generation over here. We ain't got no planes, trains, automobiles. Like, again, I'm going to ask y'all, why is it so important? Like, what are we to these people? That is the bigger question. Because for all intents purposes, they keep wanting to keep us down. And then somebody over there said I was a conspiracy theorist, but mind you, the shit's right here. It wasn't a conspiracy. Everything that I was telling y'all, I actually actively got proof for. So what's the conspiracy? The conspiracy is, what do they know about us that they're not telling us? And that's the thing that black people have to now focus on and figure out, because at this point, we got whole panels and shit. Like, every law that they have done, every lobbying that they're doing right now is to try to figure out how to set black people back. They don't care about nobody else. They ain't said nothing about no Chinese people. They ain't said nothing about no Mexican people. They ain't said nothing about no Jamaican people. They talking about Black Americans. Everything that they got on the table, the bills and everything else, is about Black Americans. So she said the conspiracies are turning out to be true too. When that's a fact. But what is it that's happening? Because literally, okay, now we can see y'all. So y'all can see them in plain light. Like it ain't being hidden no more behind doors, behind closets, and active in plain sight, broad daylight. There's people saying that the Black Americans are their issue. We ain't did nothing to these people. We ain't arguing with them. We ain't fighting with them. We, mind you, they got our government backing them, and our government is not wanting to give us anything. Our government is backing them people, but our government ain't backing us. Something ain't right. And God, please get them expeditiously because something is happening. So just so y'all know, that's in my reposted, and the gist of it is Project Looking Glass. Esau wants to avoid his judgment. So you have to remember that Esau and Jacob, right? I keep trying to tell y'all like prophecy things that's playing out. And she a white lady. So she in government, things of that nature. And so what she's basically saying, so Esau and Jacob, that's the inheritance. Remember the Bible lied, and they basically tried to say that Jacob tricked Esau out of his blood, out of his birthright, his inheritance, right? So in the Book of Jubilees, which is in the Ethiopian Bible in full incomplete text, it's a part of the actual text, and the Catholic Church and the Vatican took the shit out. There's a story in the Book of Jubilees that talks about God, when God created the heavens and the earth, during the reset and whatever that was happening, that, or the restoration that was happening at that time, that Rebecca, mind you, this is talking about before it even came about. So just so y'all know, this is at the beginning of time, before Jacob even existed. Jacob is like 20 bloodlines down, 20 descendants down from Adam and Eve. Just so y'all know that this is how they manipulated and lied. God, as he created the heavens, earth, and everything else, Adam and Eve and everything else, he literally proceeds to tell them that Jacob will be his first son. Now, the Bible tells the story a little bit different. The Bible don't even tell you about nothing about none of this stuff that happened at the beginning. They call the Book of Jubilees the lesser Genesis, right? So the Bible starts and tells y'all that Rebecca goes to God and asks God what was happening in her stomach because Esau and Jacob was fighting. God proceeds to tell her that the latter will serve the earlier, right? So, but mind you, the story that, remember I just told you that Jacob was going to come out second. And so before this even happened, in another text, God said that Jacob was having the birthright. Throughout history and throughout time, they always try to make you think that the first child, the firstborn, is the one that's supposed to have the birthright. No way, Jose. God already said in generations beforehand that Jacob was the first son. Jacob was his first son, not their first son. So Esau came out first, then Jacob. Anyway, long story short, the Bible tells y'all a story and says that Jacob stole Esau's birthright because he was hungry. He wanted some food. That's a lie. Okay? So anyway, long story short, this lady is now saying that Project Looking Glass, Esau wants to avoid his judgment because Esau, which is the first one, which is white, the light-skinned blacks, because they come from the same mom and father, and these were, brown people, for copper people for all intents purposes, but Esau came out white, the light-skinned blacks, and they try to give a birthright to him. So that's why they try to say that they were a whole lot better. Either way, long story short, all lies. Go look at the Ethiopian Bible. It'll tell you the whole entire story and breakdown. So she proceeds to tell y'all that Project Looking Glass, because everybody don't realize one story begets the other and everything is actually actively playing itself out. The Looking Glass is an ancient Sumerian, came from way back in Egypt, something that the Egyptians used to look at and be able to, tell you different stuff and advanced time travel, right? Anyway, long story short, they stole it. Mind you, like I said, the Vatican got a bunch of shit that they ain't supposed to have. And apparently the people that think that they are above God, that they call, y'all call a certain word, which I'm not giving them credit for, because trash is trash. Anyway, they stole it. And so they've been able to use it. Mind you, they said Hillary and a bunch of other people have used it. It's been being passed around in those groups, in those circles. But at a certain point in time in history, it stopped. They couldn't see past a certain point in time. And every timeline they saw, they were losing. They lost. They didn't like that. Mind you, when I said in 2020, something happened and the spiritual team got glitched, it was weird because I said, who would take that risk? Somebody that needed a spiritualist that could see would take that risk. Anyway, long story short, every spiritualist they brought in either couldn't see past that time as well, or the ones that could, because they said that they knew there were several that could, whatever they saw, they got told not to tell them. Anyway, so this is a lady right here in 2026 actively saying, and this is why, like I said, y'all don't want to know the truth. People don't want to know the truth because these people are actively using biblical Bible and all stuff that happened before that. But people are gonna say, "Oh, it's not true. It's not true." That's why AI exists, to make y'all feel like, oh, it's AI. But mind you, these niggas are using this. So what she proceeds to go on and say is that everything that I just told y'all, that's the reason why they want to fuck the black people over, because they know that the black Americans are the ones that's actively tied to Jacob. And they're actively doing shit and it's playing out in y'all face. So y'all cannot believe me again because, I seen a pastor say the Bible is not true. How you up preaching the Bible, but yet you don't know that it's a prophecy and things that they came to play out. But mind you, they're using old shit to spell cast on your brain. And then they're going to say it's AI. But these people, and mind you, just so y'all know, it's in the documents. All those documents they released, some of this shit is in the documents. So for everybody that's out saying, oh, the Bible, da 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 da, well, guess what? This is what they're using. Old technology. Shit they told you not to use. Astrology. And mind you, just so you know, I did another thing where I reposted. It was something, and it says one of the billionaires says that millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do. So for everybody that don't think nothing is nothing, like even when they tell you the truth, you're never gonna believe them. Even when somebody's standing in your face telling you the truth, you're never gonna believe them because you don't want to hear the truth. You want everything to be all nice and cushy, like, it's pearls and, everything bubblegum and it is, but it also ain't. So you ain't gotta believe nothing. The truth is gonna be the truth and the lie is gonna be a lie, and they telling them both, just so y'all know. But they're actively using shit that they told y'all not to use, told us not to use, told us. So just so y'all know, I don't know when, but God already got it planned out, and they already know too. So they're gonna try everything that they can to, they're gonna try everything they can to stop, God's work, because again, these people think they're better than God. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. You can tell. Either way, that's the message. Hopefully it helped. Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget, this message is brought to you by the Spiritual Numbers Journal. You can find this on Amazon under my name. Just look it like this, and if you don't know my name, all the links are in my bio, so you can be able to find it. Make sure that y'all are documenting because it's important. And some things happening and changing a whole lot faster than even y'all know. But, don't be deceived. And if you want the truth, make sure that you really, really want the truth and can handle the truth. Because over here, I just told y'all, they said when angels showed up, people went blind. We letting them get away with it. And it is, but guess what? God get them. So I don't know what else to tell y'all. Click that link in the bio. Always go with God. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, do with that information what you will. Have the day y'all deserve, and I will too. So there's that. Anyway, I'm about to, fix y'all title too, so just so y'all know. Saying period. Abby, I love you. Thank you for being here. Miss Kelly, thank you for being here. Everybody, Mike. Who else is in there? Let me go over here to y'all. Mr. Steele. Dun, 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 dun. The awesome Davis Carter. Thank you for being here. And yeah, Crystal Mirror, thank you for being here. Crystal Mirror said they out here telling everything in school. Like, they ain't supposed to be doing none of that. But anyway, if I had kids that was school age, I would pull my kids out of school. I'm sorry. Like, my kids would not go to no more of these schools. The same way they don't send their kids to school, my kids wouldn't either. I would not put my kids in no more of them schools, and that's another thing. So, foundational Black Americans, people, y'all need to start getting some fucking schooling set up. And I'm not even just excluding, like I said, I'm not excluding the white people, but y'all got to make sure who the white people is that y'all letting in. Because at this point, like, if you're not here for the collective, then you just not here for nobody. And all I'm gonna tell y'all is this: at some point in time, you're gonna have to go through and deal with the history. Go through and look some shit up for yourself, because they're lying. They're lying. They're gonna keep lying because it benefits them to continue to keep lying to us. And I don't like that either because, like I said, the World Court and the UN, everybody know that this didn't happen. And the mere fact, even the fact that the fucking royals was over here, y'all, like, all of this shit is not a coincidence. Game of Thrones. Remember how the Game of Thrones went back in the day? It was everybody trying to gain land masses. Oh, and the thing that I didn't tell y'all is that there is a thing that they're saying that that man, hold on, let me see if I redid this. They're saying that that man is the real heir to the throne of Scotland. That's what they're saying.
Glen Canyon Dam.
Oh, if y'all haven't seen this, y'all need to know this too.
90 days until the largest reservoir in the American West hits something engineers call dead pool. That is the level where the dam stops generating power completely. Not damaged, not weakened. Stopped.
Like, they're saying that there's places, they've been doing that weather shit so much, it's too much, and they're starting to fuck up the environment, like, in way bad.
So I was eating breakfast, hanging out on Threads, and I came across
her.
This is your daily reminder that Kevin Roberts, president of the Heritage Foundation, got a PhD in African American history and then used it to author Project 2025 and dismantle civil rights. Racism is the point. When I saw that, I was not surprised at all, but I was really excited to read that. And the reason why I got excited to read that is because I know how much information there is when it comes to learning about American slavery. I have said on
But mind you, the funny part is they don't really want you to learn about American slavery. That's the thing, because there's so many lies and things that they done put in there. But again, you need to learn.
Multiple occasions that the American Empire, the United States, does not want its citizens to look too closely into slavery because if we did, our noses would touch the mirror. And that the architect of Project 2025 used the information that he got from learning about slavery and learning about Black history in America, he used that information to be this powerful. I cannot emphasize enough that the best thing that you can do as an American, if you do nothing else, is to learn about slavery.
Because they've been studying us. But mind you, I'm telling you, nothing that they're doing is new. The changing of the maps, the trying to relocate, the trying to not, like, everything they've been doing is the same thing they've been doing. So the same way they learned about us, we can learn and gain from that.
Now, there was a community note that had been added to the that particular post. I'm going to show you that too. It says, Kevin D. Roberts is the president of the Heritage Foundation and a former history professor.
The Heritage Foundation and a history professor, a racist, trying to set the world back to slavery.
He earned his doctorate in history from the University of Texas at Austin, focusing on Louisiana's slavery history. His 2005 dissertation, Slaves and Slavery in Louisiana, The Evolution of Atlantic World Identities, 1791 to 1831, studied Atlantic world slavery, specifically focusing on the Haitian Revolution and Nat Turner's Rebellion. He looked
because they're trying to make sure whether or not we're going to fight back this time.
At the difference between assimilation and revolts. You ever have so much information inside of you, so many feelings, so much, like you just, like, I feel like I'm going to burst. So right now I am reading a book called Bound for the Promised Land. It's about Harriet Tubman. It's her biography, and it's written by Kate Clifford Larson. And anybody that knows me knows that, like, I love Harriet Tubman. Ever since I learned about her when I was a little girl, I've just been like, I find inspiration from her. And when I'm reading this book, right, and one of the things that's coming up quite a bit after Harriet has freed herself and has been freeing many others, the biggest issue that she is bumping up against is capitalism. She can't afford
the fucking algorithm.
Nothing. And so she's constantly having to raise money. All of the energy and time that she could be using towards her cause is being spent with her asking for money, raising money, finding creative ways to get access.
Does that not remind y'all of right now that nobody has jobs? They're trying to fire everybody because guess what? Y'all not going to be trying to figure out how to revolt or anything else because y'all going to be trying to figure out how to get money and raise money.
Money. And even the abolitionists who are helping her, the white abolitionists who generally are like middle class, they are like kind of giving her money piecemeal because they say that she wouldn't know what to do with a whole.
Ain't it funny how even the white people that actually light-skinned blacks, aka because y'all ain't white, y'all light-skinned blacks, even the ones that were trying to help really was trying to penny pinch her. Because it's still that thing. They benefit off of slavery happening. They benefit off of the backs of the coloreds, aka y'all family.
A lot of money, which of course is very infantilizing to this woman who has been through so much and done so much. But either way, Harriet Tubman broke free from a plantation system to only be a part of a bigger plantation. And that was unfortunately a plantation that she could not escape from because everybody was on that plantation and that plant.
The other thing is this. Little do anybody know, because I got something else that I could actually show y'all too. But when they started leaving from there, this is the part that they didn't tell people. Where is it at? Which all of these things kind of go hand in hand. It's so crazy. When the people started escaping, they was going into Mexico. Let me see.
Culo. Yo, if you're coming to glitch in the matrix, I heard you got it. It is illegal. Indication was capitalism. Okay, let's talk about speed. Most of the dudes that are slammed Glen Canyon Dam in 1838 in Prussia. Am I the only one who thinks this is? Did you know in 2013 a John Hopkins project looking? This is this. I'm not was Judith Varna. Holy shit! A farmer threw a dead. Everybody learned about the Underground Railroad. You know, you escaped North, Harriet Tubman, Canada,
The North Star, oh, the things. What almost nobody was taught is that there was another direction that people ran, south, into Mexico, for decades before the Emancipation Proclamation. In 1829, Vicente Guerrero, a president of African and indigenous descent, issued a decree abolishing slavery in Mexico, more than 30 years before Lincoln, which meant that if you were enslaved in the American South and you crossed the Rio Grande, you were free, legally. And people did it, of course, enough that it became known. A formerly enslaved man named Felix Haywood said it years later. All we had to do was walk south, and we would be free as soon as we crossed the Rio Grande. And for some people, it really was that simple. Not easy, but possible. And Mexico didn't just allow it, they enforced it. When slave catchers crossed the border trying to take people back, they were pushed out. There are documented cases of Mexican authorities refusing to return people who had escaped slavery, even under pressure from the United States. They didn't care. In the 18th...
Mind you, just so y'all know, in order for them to separate us, they basically started giving Mexicans and Spanish people the white card, but they couldn't give them the full white card because they're actually black. But that's what they tried to do. They didn't want us to get together in the numbers in order for us to kind of, kick their asses all the way. And so they said, y'all white, but we can't give y'all white benefits. Literally, y'all, all this shit is linking together, just so y'all know.
Many of us can understand the idea of, and there are little whisperings of revolt and whisperings of rebellion, but for the most part, everybody's like, well, all you have to do is play within the system, assimilate within the system,
and that what they tell us
the
now?
system, and then you can win the system. That's like saying, if you are a better slave, if you are a gooder slave, then your slave master and you will have a more positive working environment. People are currently working and they're not being paid for their work. People are not being given the value of what their work is worth. People are not being given housing, and they are paying way more for housing than that housing is worth. Housing is a human right, just like freedom for everybody to be able to live their life and not be owned by another human. That was a human right. It is a human right. Housing is a human right. Food is a human right. Being able to live safely, that's a human right. Access to healthcare, that is a human right. Access to education.
Mind you, we can't even trust the healthcare system because if we go to them, they'll be trying to do something, weird to us. But mind you, this is why I keep saying that we already actively know that in this situation, we can never really fully assimilate into nothing that they have because it's not beneficial for us. They want to rule the world, but they don't want us in the world. Meanwhile, God said we belong in the world. And all we have to realize is, apparently who the fuck we are in this situation, in this simulation, and we're not authorized. We're not authorizing them to do anything. Like, you cannot go no further than this. Like, we're done.
For human rights, and so we're at a point right now where a lot of people are going to start understanding that you cannot win in an unethical system. You're going to have to break the law. Yes, try to do things the system's way, but also you're going to have to create infrastructure so that when you free yourself...
What I say? Because that's the only way we're going to be able to do it. That's going to be the only way that we know that we make it so they can't touch us anymore, ever again in life. Mind you, we're not even trying to do nothing to them. Just please leave us alone. But the fact of the matter is they're going to force...
from this system that you will have a safe place to land. So that's something that I've been thinking about quite a bit when I'm reading this book. I'm sorry I'm talking so fast. I got other things I got to do today. But like reading this book, I was thinking to myself, damn, like if there was a system that was set up for people who'd been freed, and that was what Harriet was trying to do after the fact. Like she was trying to help set her family up and all of the people that...
And this is the reason why they saying not giving black people reparations. Restoration, not no fucking reparations, because it's our shit. But they trying to make sure that even the governments, the states, even if the states decided to, that all of a sudden, so this is the reason why,
freed, like, when it came to the Underground Railroad, that was a big part of what they had to do, was like help people who've been newly freed try to integrate into society. But society was already unjust. It was already unethical, in that you have to pay for things that are human rights. So that's kind of where we are when it comes to the fight against slavery. That was never solved, and it's only getting worse. So, like, I mean, I just ultimately.
And now that also lets you know that there's foundational Black Americans that are in other parts of the country. Because y'all heard what she said.
Learn about slavery so you can understand human rights and all of the ways that this country currently violates them, and how you have to work. Like, another thing that my studies about slavery has taught me, because I've been studying this my entire life, and I went to school and I studied this too. Maybe not at the PhD level, but like in my free time and just in general for the past 20 something years, I've just been studying slavery and just learning about slavery and that kind of thing. But one of the things that I find to be particularly interesting when it comes to slavery and just the civil rights movement in general is that it takes a rebellion. It takes breaking the law first, and then suddenly all of the votes, all of the laws, everything starts to be back up what the people have already decided by force. Then suddenly things start to move in the direction that the people have already been in. One of the things in the book that it talks about is that near the end of slavery, there were so many revolts. There were so many slaves running away. There were so many things happening where, like, slaves would, like, poison their masters. It started to become a liability, and it started to become dangerous and scary to own slaves.
And that's what it has to be. And that's what I'm saying even right now. It has to be that, because that's what you're trying to do. Like, don't nobody want to be no slave to you. You didn't ask us that. You're not authorized for that. And if you don't want to govern over the people, then take your asses and y'all put yourselves on a particular portion of the country. We put our asses on a particular portion of the country, but we're not going to let y'all govern us the way that y'all trying to govern us. And y'all not going to be allowed to lock our people up, because we not going to allow it. Mind you, it's a lot of people. It's so many niggas that's locked up right now. But mind you, it's pedophiles sitting in the seat. Y'all literally are allowing for fucking child molesters and child predators to be sitting in the form of government, and they're governing over people who got less charges. They're talking about drug dealers, but meanwhile, they've been doing drugs, alcohol, like they've been doing everything. And mind you, they sitting in the seat of government. Like, no way, Jose. Right is right and wrong is wrong.
We started having to spend so much money and so much time trying to police their slaves that after a while it just wasn't as lucrative. And this is not to say that it wasn't lucrative. It was lucrative, and it continued to be lucrative all the way to the end. That's why they had to transmute it and turn it into something different.
Yeah, fake slavery. So now still slavery, but they locking niggas up in prisons and things of that nature. Mind you, just also y'all, so y'all know that there is this thing where if a child is nurtured with their parents, because something was happening when they went to war. So as they were sending them up, they was sending them to war. They were like fake shooting at the people, and they said they can't have that. So anyway, what they figured out was that if you take a child by the age of 5 and put them in, camps and things of that nature, you can train them to be, a certain type of way with no morals, no values. Didn't y'all hear that man that was up there, that drunk one that be talking, or whatever the hell he is, that was talking about reparent them, put them in camps? Y'all, all this shit is right in y'all face.
That we still have slavery, and it's very much alive and well, but the way that they did it, they had to restructure it. But I'm saying all of this to say that all of these systems are very much like a man, where like a woman will come up with an idea and everybody starts doing it, and then the man takes credit for it afterward, or something like that. Like, that's how all of this works. That's why I always say, like, patriarchy and white supremacy and all that, everything's tied together, capitalism, all of that. So it is. People push things by breaking the law, disregarding the law, opting out, and that's when the law follows suit. Either way, learn about slavery. Learn about the history of America, but really learn about slavery, and try to put your emotions aside. Yes, it was sad. It was a horrible thing. It's terrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, take some time to cry. Do what you got to do, but like, learn about slavery from a logical point of view, because you will learn so much, and there are so many things that they don't want you to even consider.
And that's a fact.
An option for how we,
because once you start realizing all this shit is a play, it's all happening, it's a play.
They know that. Once he looked at the difference between assimilation and revolts, they know how much power there is in that information, and you should too. So
this right here.
In 1838 in Prussia, a terrible problem was discovered. Up to 70% of Prussian soldiers would fire their rifles to intentionally miss the enemy. This was not considered a good thing. Having young men who didn't want to kill each other was not viewed as a positive.
Mind you, nothing's new. So everything that's happening has already happened. And like I said, all of this is less than 10,000 years old because all of this stuff started. And also, you know, I told you, the box, when they put people in a box. And then the other thing is over here, mass production of weapons.
Discovered that when children have time for their brains to develop at home with their mother, from the young ages of about 3 to maybe 12 or so, they were less likely to just blindly follow orders of their authorities. To solve the problem, a pantheist named Friedrich Frober developed a way to get the children away from their mothers and teach them to follow authority figures. This involved
Do y'all not hear the camps?
forcing all children from the ages of 5 and onward.
This is the weirdest part though, because in case y'all don't realize, I done gave y'all a couple names of some places, right? You heard what he said. Prussia. You know what he mean. Anyway, so I told y'all about, you know, when you go look at the history, England, Spain, France, Germany. Germany's a big one. When them people was doing that stuff, they got sent to different places. It's looking like the places that they got sent to, because they saying that they got arrested. A lot of them people didn't get arrested. A lot of them people got away. And we still dealing with the repercussions of their bullshit.
Go to a mandatory training session where following orders was a requirement, something that could be instilled into the children. It may sound terrible, and in some ways it kind of is. This program was called kindergarten.
Kindergarten. Where y'all kids? Where they sent y'all kids to?
Translates literally to children garden.
And mind you, I keep trying to tell y'all, their kids don't go there. They've been putting all these things into play for years.
And is the foundation of today's modern.
And if y'all don't believe me, go look at, if y'all looking at them files, like with all the files that have been released and everything else, y'all, all these people are together. Like all these people, the education and the mind you, down to the pictures, like profile, like they got pictures. So they saying it's history, but mind you, it's a part of those files that got released. Like this shit is sick. That's why I'm telling you that both sides of the play is in it. Because ain't nobody said nothing.
School system, kindergarten. It teaches children it tears children honestly away from their parents at a very young age. It teaches them to follow authority figures that are not their parents. Once kindergarten was made mandatory, the amount of soldiers that would fire to intentionally kill the enemy following the orders of the authorities significantly went up.
But y'all don't want to hear the truth, so y'all not going to listen. Y'all, it's all conspiracy.
In the 50s, armed incursions from Texas into Mexican territory increased significantly.
Don't y'all keep hearing Texas? Don't y'all keep hearing Texas come up for something?
One of them, led by Texas Ranger James Callahan, crossed into Mexico under the claim of pursuing raiders. I guess he thought it.
Do y'all not know that the ones that were the most racist that had slaves the longest in America are still the ones that are trying to be the most racist and still own slaves right now? They're trying to be the ones that get slaves right now. Louisiana done already started with the plantations and the bullshit. We can't have this government over us because they don't like us. Their whole entire goal is money. Everything they do is money. We're a number to them.
It was dumb. But accounts from the time make it very clear that recovering Black people was part of the objective. Mexican forces and local allies pushed them back. But on their way out, Callahan's men burned down the town of Piedras Negras. But Mexico still refused to return the people who had escaped.
And the descendants of those who made it, the Muskogos, they're still in Coahuila today, still carrying language, culture, memory from the people that crossed that river. Now, here's the part that matters. When Mexico abolished slavery, it didn't just change life inside its borders. It created a line. On one side, people were property, right? On the other, they weren't. And that line became a problem for people who needed slavery to exist. The Texas Revolution didn't happen in a vacuum. You know, Mexico had already moved to end slavery, and many of the people pushing for independence were trying to preserve it. That's part of what was being fought over. So you end up with a border that at one point in history functioned.
Mike said, when are we going to stop? When are we going to stop participating in our system? That's what I'm asking. Like, why have we been?
In the opposite direction of how people think about it now. People crossed it to get out of the United States, to get free. And they found that freedom in Mexico. That's not a sign.
Now, ain't that something? Now, you learn in history, we ran to Mexico, and now Mexico runs to us. So that also should go to show Mexico protected the black people. So that also says that there's Mexicans, black people that are incorporated into Mexican society. But again, there was no issue with color at all, period, before.
Story, that's part of the story. And it's the one that a lot of people just were never taught. Everybody learned about that.
Mike, that's the question that I'm asking. Mike said, we have access to all of this information and we do nothing. Because it's stuck in a box. They gave them the books and that's all they listen to. And so, again, I'm not judging nobody. All I can say is, God, please reveal. But people don't want to hear the truth. People don't like the truth. They say they want it, but then after they get it, they want to argue about it. They want to, fight about it because it feels some type of way. And yes, it is going to feel some type of way. But at the end of the day going in, we need to feel it, get past it, and now figure this the fuck out. Because ain't no way we're going to continue to keep wanting to live in a system that don't like us, don't want us to prosper. We have to figure out how to get our own system. And that means our own everything. So how does that work? When are we all ready to hear the truth? When we are all ready to hear the truth. That's how it works. And then that's right, Miss Kelly. When we're all ready to hear the truth. But as long as we got, old people out here, oh, well, this system is going da da da. Like, we have to all get on one accord. And it's not going to be until, and this is the thing, I think that in my mind, honestly, God's still going to have to do it because literally these people don't want to listen. They don't want to hear it. They're okay. It's people that, as long as, if you can incorporate them into the system, that's the thing. People think that privilege on their side is, acceptance and this, that, and the third. They're never going to fucking accept you. It don't matter. It don't matter how white you try to play. It don't matter. They're never going to accept you. And this is why I'm saying even the countries outside of us, they played ball with them because they gave them a white card. But mind you, they never gave them the full white card. And so they also played with them as far as let's keep the black Americans down too. But the black Americans have to see clearly God is trying to tell us something. And that's the thing. Honestly, in my mind, when we do it, everybody else is going to do it because we're going to be the thing that creates the change. And that's what I know. And that might be the reason why they're afraid of us, because if we do start it, then everybody's going to follow. That could be the only reason why I would see that they would have an issue. Y'all done put your foot on people so bad, so much, so long. Everybody's tired of y'all. Y'all have had the ability to be able to, change y'all ways, but y'all didn't. Y'all didn't want to. It benefited y'all for us to always be down, and y'all are still now creating bills and things of that nature to try to hold us the fuck down. Y'all, there have been people outside of our country that has tried to give us money. And our government told them no. Because they know that once we're able to rebuild the way we should, they're never going to be able to touch it. We're never going to let them be able to touch us again, ever, if we do it the right way. We saw what y'all did. The same way y'all paying attention to us, we paid attention to y'all. We saw what y'all did. Anytime a black community got established, y'all flooded it, y'all bombed it, y'all tried to destroy it. Now black people have to realize we have to be able to protect ourselves as well. And once we're able to do that, they'll never be able to touch us again because we're not going to let it. We're not going to allow it. Because at this point, y'all done did too much. It's 500 years and a slave already, and y'all still trying to be like the same nasties. You could have woken up at any given time in the algorithm and changed, but instead, no, y'all use y'all time to, study slavery so you can figure out how to make a better slave. Like, bitch, ain't nobody got time for that. Mind you, now you want to set us back. We done already had a taste of the good life, and now you trying to, like, mind you, our life was better before they got involved. That's the thing. Them books keep us held back. It's great to know. Thank you for, giving it. Thank you for the prophecy. But we got to go back because they took that shit from us from before. That's all still our stuff. And so if you with that system and you're a part of that system, which is before, then hey, we all the collective here. But if you're not, then you go with them. God get them, please and thank you. But other than that, I just wanted y'all to know that the evidence is actually real. Like, if I can find it and other people can find it, it's to be found. There's a dude that does a lot of information. He goes and gets stuff from Spain's libraries and things of that nature. Like, y'all would be shocked to know the people that actually are like the beginning of those cultures. It wasn't a black or a white thing. Black and white is less than 500 years old. They started that shit in order to try to, be it's a curse. It's a curse. That not black and white is a color. That's the thing because of people. But they started that shit to try to hold you the fuck down with selfish in our next generation through truthful education. Well, I feel like there's also going to be a something else that has to happen before that because you see what they doing. They making moves on us every day. Like, I don't know if y'all realize it or not, but they already took freedom of speech. They already putting in play for it to be plantations and things. Like, they already doing that. Mind you, the weird part is like, it really is weirding me out that Elon Musk is a South African, and because he's a white one, he like, it's like he's trying to get rid of his culture, but he's trying to be over here to do it. But nigga, you're African. Like, you have the power to change so many different things, and you're choosing to be a nasty right along with them. Mind you, now this nigga's done been in part of the system. Like, you can't trust nothing that they done because they can change all types of stuff. These people done gave them too much access to our system. Like, we're never going to be able to literally, even truthfully be able to go back to that system because that system is entirely too corrupt. Because we don't know what they done changed. And the fact that everybody sat idly by, it was like it was intentionally done. They wanted this shit to fall down, but they don't realize how much it's going to fall down. I told y'all, it's like they wanted to set something in motion like they were God. You're not God, nigga. You may have the power to try to set something in motion, but God has the final say. And it may look like they winning, but in the end, God wins. And that's been proven 1,000,006 times. So I'm going to just say that. And every time they create something, every time they develop something, it's going to damage them more than it's going to damage us. They're never going to be able to touch us. Why? Because they're not allowed to touch us. You're not authorized. And we're not going to give them the authorization. We're not going to give them the half-ass say-so, because the reason why they've been able to get away with so much shit is because we didn't know and we kept giving them the half-ass authorization. Whatever they're doing, we don't give them authorization. God, get them, please, and thank you. Every day I wake up, I'm going to be saying it. Because you're not authorized. Whatever you have done in this system, you have done enough. That's it. Yeah, well, that's going to be his downfall too, Miss Kelly. Because to me, like, you're from Africa. You literally born and raised there. So why the hell would you do that? He had the power to change everything, and instead he basically fell into the corrupt hands. But that's the way the pathway goes. Everybody's journey is their journey. You can do this or you can do that. You can get with this or you can get with that. And he decided that he wanted to, play the racist version, mind you, which is weird to me because, again, like, you come from there. And 110%, God get them. But y'all, I love y'all and thank y'all for being here. And anything that I told y'all today, y'all can go look it up for yourself. And, you know, it would behoove all of us to go and figure out more of what they have done. But honestly, my prayers is that Pope Leo is a different pope and he actually opens up the vault and gives us our shit back. Meaning history. All the way back from the beginning of time. And so they talking about, you know, diamonds and this stuff, and also Britain. You know, UK, all of them, whoever was involved, Spain, all y'all, give us back our stuff. Please and thank you. Without a fight, without an argument, without us having to get you know, God on y'all, because that's all we got right now, and we ain't got no weapons and this, that, and the third. But we're gonna have to be going into major prayer about it. And when we go into major prayer about it, and I already said it, like I want it back. I want the history back. So UN, United Nations, World Court, I want the original history back. And if it only takes us asking, I ask. All right? In front of everybody. Give us back our stuff. Y'all done did enough. Y'all didn't wake up at any given time and try to change the world for anything good. Y'all were greedy and nasty. And that's all y'all ever gonna be, because y'all ain't done it this long. It shouldn't take for, you know, the whole entire wide world to wake up before y'all decide that, oh, we done enough to these people. Like, stop playing with us. Please and thank you. Y'all done corrupted enough. I mean, all right, love y'all. See y'all once again later on.